The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. Welcome to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and I really have to reevaluate all of the movies now because Sinners is the most Oscar-nominated movie ever. Where does that put it in the rankings all time? Shout out to Josh Allen Gal. She was amazing.
I'm John Mark, and Novak is the GOAT.
I'm Ricardo. What do you mean you have to reevaluate all movies ever?
Because they got the most nominations ever. So do we have to reevaluate where we look at it in terms of it being an all-time classic based on
I don't
stats?
think it's an all-time classic. I just think that
I loved it.
I'm not saying you shouldn't love it. It's a good movie, but it got all these Oscar nominations because of the size of the cast, the quality of the actors.
Yeah, things that make movies good.
It doesn't make it the best movie ever.
Didn't say it was the best movie ever, but whenever... The same thing in sports, the same thing in anything else. When you have someone new comes along and they're great, Victor Wembanyama is going to force us to reevaluate our list of all times. So when something new and good,
You mean
great
VJ
comes
Edgecombe?
along, VJ Edgecombe, whoever. When whoever it is, new and great comes along, you reevaluate that list. LeBron forced people to reevaluate the list. Kobe did. When Jordan came along, he did too. That's all I'm saying.
So the people who made this list for Sinners who voted on it were not in the Hall of Fame.
That's the only thing I want to get to right now.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to.
They need to reevaluate the way
talks.
that they look at football coaches. Clearly,
I think they need to reevaluate everything. The same way how you're saying you got to reevaluate movies.
Always.
Yeah, you can reevaluate the movies. We got to reevaluate how people get into certain things.
I think
We're never going to get into any Hall of Fame. If Bill, like I said already, if Bill Belichick couldn't get in, we're toast.
okay. We can start here since this is where the conversation is sending us. But I think in life we should be in a constant state of reevaluation all the time because life changes very quickly. So let's go with the topic du jour that both John and Carter want to get into.
I mean, this is the topic of the week. Like, it does, like, this could go with movies, with how you pick a car, with everything. Like, it does not make sense. And this is a thing where we grew up watching this.
Let's tell people what we're talking about first before we get into it, right? So
They should know what we're talking about.
How many people listen to this? You think know what's going on? So the biggest international topic of the week.
I think it's national too. I don't think it's just international.
We're gonna have to put a local spin on it because that's
Very
what we
much
do
national.
here. That's what we have to do in the local hour here where we start. But we're gonna pivot quickly. The biggest topic people have been discussing this week, no matter which side you are in the world of sports, I should say, because there's a lot going on in the world. But no matter which side you are on this, reports came out that current North Carolina Tar Heels football coach.
why are you laughing at that? It's a big deal.
Because it's funny to lead with that, and I actually forget that that's his job now. But New England, most well known as an 8-time Super Bowl winner, 6 of them with the New England Patriots, 2 of them as a defensive coordinator for the New York Giants. Bill Belichick, who everybody assumed is a shoo-in as a first ballot Hall of Famer, most widely considered the greatest coach in NFL history. Reports came out that he is not going to be selected or elected as a first ballot Hall of Famer in the NFL Hall of Fame. I know you guys have takes. That is what we're talking about. Go.
Okay, this is the equivalent of Brave Davis not getting the nod in the PLP for his consistency he's had for the last, like, forever.
Ooh, that's actually a pretty good reference.
You know what? The only time that is ever possible for a party is if they are in complete shambles and if there's like uproar, but it's never going to happen to an incumbent.
I don't know. I mean, Hubert Minnis?
John on some smoke today.
Different situation though.
How?
That dude was the leader.
Yeah, but you also had a pandemic. You had a series of events.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
That did not. It was not typical.
That should remove you as leader, not as the candidate for your constituency. You should still be a part of your party, vying for that. You have so much more to offer.
I also don't think Brave and Menace is a one-on-one comparison.
Okay, fair point.
No,
Fair point.
Brave is definitely way more.
Yeah, I
Legendary.
just mean like in terms of how they are woven into the fabric of their organizations.
Fair
point.
I
Fair
think
point.
one has a deeper stronghold in his
So
organization
what we're trying
than
to
the other.
say is,
It's very shocking that Bill Belichick wouldn't be a first ballot Hall
The
of
Red
Famer.
Party are the Hall of Fame voters, because that would never happen in the world of the PLP.
Definitely not.
So I want to play devil's advocate with this conversation. Before we even get started with this, I obviously think that Bill Belichick
The
should
world
be a
does.
first
That-
ballot
that's
Hall
the
of
issue
Famer.
here.
Not
feel-
the world.
No,
not
this
the
is
world.
issue.
I feel this. I agree with you, and I feel like Bill Belichick is something whereas when Wayne Gretzky retired from hockey, he was given an in
Yeah.
into the Hall of Fame. There are people that I feel shouldn't even have to go through the process. LeBron. So I feel as him,
Watch LeBron don't get it.
boy, if LeBron don't get in.
I feel like
Oh my God,
These-
that would be the craziest thing, because people would be like, "See, I tell you, he was dead."
what do we know about when you give people power that probably don't have a lot of power in other aspects of life? And
they could take advantage of
they
it.
get it, and what do? They take advantage of it. So we run into a situation where someone slides next to you and says, "Don't make it obvious, just give me a little something." Right? So we have situations like that. How many times do we see this in our very own society? We talk about it on this show. You get a piece of power, you abuse it. The people that vote for any Hall of Fame, but we're talking about the NFL, we see it exercised the most in two organizations, the NFL and the MLB. Baseball Hall of Fame and football
Baseball's
Hall of
the
Fame.
worst, I think.
Yeah, it's worse, but NFL clearly ain't far behind.
No,
and they
now
trying to catch up.
it's not.
So you have these people. What has a lot of the media lost over the last few decades? They've lost power. They don't have the same kind of cachet they had in decades past. They're not decision makers anymore, except for in this instance here. They're not even necessary in most instances, except for right here. So if you're not somebody that I forgot we was on radio, I thought we was doing a pod. If you're not somebody that acquiesces to whatever the media wants, or you're not likable, or you don't carry yourself in the way that they want, they can't punish you while you're playing and you're successful. This is the way they punish you here.
So I think it was Kirk Warner. He said this is his first year that he's had all pro votes, right?
Yeah.
And he said, and this is Hall of Fame quarterback, first ballot, right? Was he first ballot?
I don't know.
I don't know. He's in the Hall
I
of
don't
Fame.
think he's first ballot.
He's Hall of Famer. Anyways, but he said this is the most difficult decision because you're asking me to judge a position that I have no idea what it is. I feel like a lot of people in that room
Absolutely.
have no idea what's going on.
course not.
Apparently, so they say there's 32 team representatives, right? And then they have 17 or whatever, 18 special voters or whatever it is. It's like, bro, what is going on? That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
What is
but-
going on? Because the same thing happens here. And I would say with award shows and all these things, it's friends picking friends. If I don't like them, I could pick them.
Yeah, but I'll take it a step further on this point, because I don't care who comprises the room. I don't care how you got there. I don't care the journey. I don't care about any of that stuff. There's certain things in your sport that you should understand. There's certain criteria that certain people pass and you automatically say, that's one of the best to ever do it. There's no discussion. I'm not saying he's the greatest coach. I'm just saying when you look at the threshold of what quality coaching is, Bill Belichick surpassed that long ago. So it's no way in the world you could sit in a room and say, hey, this guy does not meet the criteria, when by your own definition, if you look at some of the things he has been recognized for, you view them as some of the best moments in the sports history. So how do you then separate that and say, well, a guy that is quote unquote responsible for that does not deserve to get in on a first ballot?
My favorite thing with this too is people are like, what was his record without Tom Brady? Like, shut up.
Two
No,
Super
like-
Bowl defensive coordinator.
No.
People
no,
have
no.
gotten in
But
for less.
I understand, but I'm just saying, no, shut up. Because it's like Joe Montana was a great
What's
quarterback,
Phil
right?
Jackson's record without
Kobe
Jordan?
or
Jordan,
LeBron.
yeah, with all them.
Kobe and Jordan.
You cannot tie because they have one great player. Who drafted Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like Okay, what are you guys trying to say? He's the guy who picked him. Nobody else in the league picked him.
A reminder, gentlemen, we are talking about a group of people that wanted to keep Terrell Owens out because he was doing sit-ups in his hallway in his driveway, and they didn't like how he celebrated.
Yeah.
That is what these people have shown you who they are. So who's to say they don't like the way how Bill Belichick has carried himself the last few years? First of all, he never had a good relationship with the media. He's going up to the podium.
Are they mad because he has a smoking hot girl?
He used to go to the podium and give one-word answers. Very terse and never wanted to do interviews, never had that great relationship where he's all chummy with everyone, never did any of this stuff. And then in the post-NFL career has been in the spotlight for everything with his girlfriend and things that have gone on at North Carolina. So all of these reasons that these insane people are looking at, that's got to be the only reason, right? Or are they overinflating, no pun intended, are they overinflating Deflategate? Is it punishment for Spygate?
The only way I could see this working out now, all of those things are fine and dandy to look at. I think this was a situation where people wanted, because again, we have to remember, you need 80% of the vote. There's 50 votes, you need to qualify with at least 40 or over. I think this was a situation where people had gripes and say, hey, but I don't have to vote for him because he just needs 40% and that would clear. So I can use my vote power to clear my grief with Bill Belichick with the understanding that, okay, everybody else is going to vote for him, so he'll be straight. So I think, and again, we've not seen the ballots, somebody like a Bill Polian. We know the history him and Bill Belichick had. I see him being somebody to say, well, I can vote no because all 49 other members of this podium is also going to vote yes. So I can get away with my one in protest. I think you just had too many people with that same idea walk in a room, and by the time they was finished, it was like the ESPN not picking the Patriots to beat the Broncos, the Texans the other day, but everybody ended up picking the Texans, and they immediately recognized, okay, this looks stupid. Somebody has to pick the Patriots. I think this was that situation. Somebody had.
That was understandable, though.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. They were down Nico Collins, and they were down so many other things.
I know, but CJ Stroud also had 11,500 turnovers.
We're getting into that.
Who could account for that?
The point is, they thought they had coverage because everybody else was going to vote for Bill Belichick. And what ended up happening is everybody was like, well, they go vote, so let me just get off my error, my issue with him. And then you ended up not qualifying the most qualified person in that regard.
So what's our equivalent to this, the Walk of Fame?
This is like if Coach Yo doesn't get into the Bahamas Sports Hall of Fame.
That's crazy work.
Okay, so we have the Bahamas
The
Sports
most
Hall of Fame.
qualified coach that we have.
Yeah.
The only Division One, the most successful.
Yeah.
Let me
the
ask
only
you
Division
this.
One coach, if she doesn't get in.
Do you think Chris DeMarco should have a shot in that?
In the Bahamas Sports Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just asking because I agree.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think you have to physically be from here. I think you just have to put a stamp on Bahamian sports to be able to. Is Mike Bass in it?
He's a national team head coach. Mike Bass is going to get in it, but we're going to get to that. But yes, the Belichick thing dominated the news cycle, but I want to shift to something skewed, a lot more local. Also has some international ties. Guys, we got to talk about the Ayton stuff.
But y'all need to stop being stupid.
We got to talk about the Ayton stuff. And his half season so far in LA to me, yeah, that's what it's been. We're approaching the All-Star break.
I mean, it's half season based on the schedule, but in terms of his performance, he ain't been there like all them games, bro.
We're going to get to that. To me, this is a perfect case study of production versus perception. That's what I want to call all of this. And so to give you a reference, we're going to start with the foundation. Right now, DA is averaging 14 points, 9 boards per game as...
Shooting 66%.
Yeah, second in the league in field goal percentage behind only Rudy Gobert as in most cases, the fourth option on this team. He takes the lion's share of the blame for every single woe the Los Angeles Lakers have gone through. And I would say LeBron is second, obviously, but that's just because of a universal hatred for LeBron James that exists in most basketball discord. But the facts of the matter with this is DeAndre's been efficient. DeAndre's had big games. DeAndre's also had some poor games. But there still remains this hovering cloud of doubt from obviously from coaches. You could see it from JJ Redick, from the fans, and from the media. Is DA being unfairly judged, or did he earn this skepticism?
I can let y'all go because I can only speak from the point of view as a biased fan.
No, go ahead.
I think he has. Is you put a lot of stock in the idea of him being the number one pick, and I think that's where most of this. Go ahead. See, this is why I wanted to go last.
So,
You put a lot of stock in him being the number one player, and you look at him as if all else fails, he should be the guy capable of carrying this team. And
I don't view that because you were picked number one, but go ahead.
no, that's why I preference it by saying I view this only from the standpoint as a biased fan. You look at him and you understand the space he came from. He was a former number one pick.
Did you ever feel like Kenyon Martin was supposed to carry a team?
Okay, we go back to his days in New Jersey. I looked at him as behind Jason.
Really?
No, not as the number one option. Behind Jason Kidd. If something was wrong with Richard Jefferson, if Kerry Kittles was off a bit during the game, I expected Kenyon Martin to at least be serviceable.
Y'all acted like y'all don't got Luca.
Did we ever feel like Andrea Bognani, Anthony Bennett? I could go on.
Michael
No,
Lewis.
you can go
Conde.
down the list, but what I'm saying
Go ahead.
again, as a biased fan, I'm looking at all of the options on my team and I'm saying, if these guys aren't available or if they're not performing at the task today, at least we could look at this guy as a former number one pick to serve in some minutes and be like, he could carry the team for spells. Not to be our all-star for the entire
but
season.
you do realize, in order for him
Go
to
ahead.
carry the team, y'all got to feed him the ball.
You know the game. You live for the rivalries, the buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. Game on, Bahamas. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook.
That just doesn't happen. But also to that point of him being a number one pick and carrying the team in spells, to John's point, there's never been a point where it was like DA carry this team, and I don't think that's what he was brought there to do.
I'm
and
not
also,
saying he was brought there
as
to
a
do
number
that.
one pick. When you get him for the price that you got him for on a 1-year deal, there's a reason that happened as well. So don't you look through it through that prism?
So now, if I'm looking at my center, what should I expect from my center based on the position you want us to put him in?
Given what my roster construction
Yeah.
is, given that he's the fourth option in a ball with two ball dominant wings,
Correct.
and another one who puts up two ball dominant wings and an elite shooting guard who is in trade talks for Giannis, so he has to be elite. You have those three people on your team.
Correct.
This is, I think, 14 and 9.
Again, looking at it only in the space that we're in, what should I expect from DeAndre Ayton?
14 and 9.
14 and 9. What am I getting from DeAndre
14
Ayton?
and 9.
And on nights when all those other three guys that you just praised and lauded are not available, what should I expect from DeAndre Ayton?
Those nights don't exist.
Yeah.
We've had some of those nights.
Those nights do not exist.
We've had some of those nights.
You've had, okay. Yes,
We've had a
you've
handful of those
you've
nights
had
where
those-
DeAndre Ayton did not step up.
You've had those nights, but did you put him in the offense to play? No, y'all didn't. Look at how he averages like 4 or 5 shots a game.
I think the reality, and this is why I say it's a difference between production and
Perception.
and production and perception. Because I think in people's mind, in the insane LA
Fan
Lakers
mind.
fan mind,
Yes.
they believe that 5 people on the team should average 20 points per game.
Yes. Yes.
That's insane.
It
That's
is
crazy.
insane.
It doesn't
But
happen.
the way,
One of
but
those
the way
people
you
is
look at it,
Luka.
right? But the way you look at it is not necessarily that each of those persons should average 20 points. You say
That is how they look at it,
hold on,
Carter.
I'm saying you're saying if I don't get what I'm supposed to get here, if this goes down just slightly, I expect this to go up slightly. And to John's point, JJ Redick has done a horrible job in this whole
I
process.
think so too.
A horrible job. You brought in DA. You've not designed any plays in your playbook, any structure in your offense that puts him in the best position to perform.
You know what you treat him like? You
ahead.
treat him like Jackson Hayes. You treat him like someone who has absolutely no offensive game, someone who's just a rim runner. And I think you make a mistake by doing that.
Production versus perception.
My
The
thing is-
perception is if all else fails, we should at least have DA dominating the boards and dominating defensive end.
Yeah, I get
That's
it.
the perception.
I do agree with that point. Like a little more. I mean, he stepped up on defense, in my opinion, this season. Right?
He's been 9-go.
He's and okay.
And they're so bad defensively
Oh my
because
God.
of the wings.
It's like
he gets
okay,
the
no.
blame for how
just,
bad the
you
Lakers
just heard
are
what he
defensively.
said. Aiden dead, Aiden this, but he's the anchor of the defense. Like, what do you? So you're saying that
I
he is?
never called the man dead.
No,
All I'm
no.
saying is
You ain't
what
calling
we
dead.
expected from him in terms of being quote unquote.
I'm reading between the lines.
Number one, that's the big thing here. We view DeAndre Ayton as he was supposed to be the next coming of a big dominant center.
Who you got
He had-
on a 1-year deal for very
It's not
minimum
that.
money.
But
That's important.
That's what I'm trying to say. But as a fan, you want to be able to say, yeah, but we get this dude for pennies on the dollar, and look at it, big star center. He's just not been that. But that's what fans want him to be.
Get him
Perception.
involved in the
you
system.
perceive that that's what you're getting. JJ Redick is never going to do that because I like how we gloss over the fact that we lost an entire playoff round because we could not produce at a center position
Oh,
because
please.
of JJ Redick.
I definitely want to get to that because and this is the thing that kills me, right? Well, I want to get to the eye injury thing because DeAndre Ayton gets the eye injury against the Nuggets. That happened 15 minutes into the game. He was actually having a good game.
Yeah.
The game immediately preceding that, right before that, went 10 for 10, perfect from the field, scored 25, had 13 boards against the Raptors. Next game, he gets poked in the eye. Over the last 5 games, numbers dipped, playing time dipped, and that is where you have the loudest screams of, get him off my team, blah, 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 he's not this, he's not that. Do we not think that those two things coincide? Do you think that because it was the game against the Mavericks, he shot like 4 for 16 and was missing some really easy shots. I watched that and I thought, there's no way his eye is still right. There's a reason he was out of that game and he's not good.
No.
But for the last 5 games, people have been clamoring for Jackson Hayes. And I want to go back to what you said. The reason DA came there is because in a closeout game, Rudy Gobert went for 20 and 20.
Yeah.
Jackson Hayes was on that roster.
Yeah.
You want, not you, but the Royal you, want Jackson Hayes to take over center for this team, went throughout his NBA career, has never averaged more than 9 points per game or 6 rebounds.
The general fandom doesn't want Jackson Hayes to take over. They want that 20 and 5 DeAndre Ayton you just talked about to
They
be
want
existent.
someone else, Cotto.
No,
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying
you
to
are seeing the same thing. They don't want DA at all. They want someone else.
Well, that too, but
They
I think
think they
in route
get
to that.
Jokic.
Well, I mean, we just think about it from the standpoint now. If we can get Jokic, what you think they got asked for?
Never mind.
What you think they got asked for? They just want a dominant player beyond LeBron James. They want the easiest route possible.
You know who they really wanted? Mark Williams. You know what Mark Williams is averaging this year? 12 and 8
We ain't taking that far ahead,
12 and
bro.
8 on a what type team?
in Phoenix.
We ain't taking that far ahead, bro.
You know what
Again.
the crazy thing is? If they had him doing 12 and 8, say, boy, look how good this is.
Hold on.
Production versus
He's-
perception.
And that's
He's
why
coming in and
I-
he's
I-
doing what he got to do.
Production
I
versus
agree
perception.
with that. That's why I'm saying the idea of this issue only exists because there are problems with this Lakers team. They're not going to look at all the big issues that we laid out. JJ Redick can't coach interior defenders or low post offensive
I think
players.
he's one of these dude people who feel like they're too smart for everybody else.
He is.
Ah.
And in addition to that, we have this weird situation where you can't blame Braun, you can't blame Luka, and everybody
But
likes
you could
Austin.
blame DA.
Oh, they blamed that. Bleep out of LeBron, though.
Well, you have the
He's
national media.
He's
that's
second in
doing it.
terms of blame.
Yeah, the national media because they want the golden boy Luka to
So
just.
who people hate more here in the barbershop? LeBron or Aiden?
I don't know. I honestly
Wait,
don't know.
hold on, pause, bring them up. People at your barbershop complain about Aiden.
God, do you think the Bahamian public ain't doing the same thing?
Send me the screenshots.
You think the Bahamian public
we
ain't
gotta
doing the
call?
same thing?
Nah, we gotta call a press
How
conference.
many times
If
have
y'all
we
out
had-
there hating on DeAndre Ayton, y'all don't know ball. Y'all don't know ball.
they
I
absolutely
expect
are.
that from the general run of the mill fans
are
that
you
just
kidding?
pop it on. If people right here who know ball complain about DA, show me that.
This
man.
man just finished complaining about
No,
DeAndre Aiden for the last 10 minutes. And
My
then he's
complaints
like-
about DA is in the aspect of me being a random fan.
You think these people don't exist?
I don't think like that.
me tell you
Hey,
something.
we're going to create this WhatsApp group, right? Whenever we create this
We've been
WhatsApp group.
promising that for a month.
Hold on.
And we got to have a vote.
Cotto, think of it like this. for, I would say, his entire career. You remember the Battle of the Bastards episodes of Game of Thrones.
One
you
of the
remember
best things on TV.
You remember Jon Snow standing there as the horde was descending on him. That has been me and Jon since 2018.
Who's your body the unrated for, boy?
You ain't serious.
Let me tell you one thing about my
You
guy,
ain't serious.
my guy DA. See that uniform right there? At number 1, Bahamas.
It's an audio medium, but John is pointing to the DeAndre Ayton national team uniform hanging up in the studio.
When he puts that on,
He's Superman.
you know why? Because we involve him. We know how to use him. He is one of us. He is our people. And he's going to take us to the promised land.
I just want to say, and so let's go from a purely numbers, from a purely statistical standpoint. The Lakers are 10-1 when DeAndre Ayton scores 15 points.
Uh-huh.
So
10-1.
Give him the ball more. Just saying. Maybe like 5-6 more possessions a game. He's already shooting 66%.
That's it. Everyone's saying, "Oh, well, he should get rebounds, and then he should just get putbacks."
So
and
he
that'll
should get
be where-
rebounds
That'll
and
be where all his
start the
rebounds
break?
come from.
The problem is DeAndre Ayton is not the preferred center for somebody like Luka.
Who is?
You get mad when I say it.
Go ahead.
Jackson Hayes.
But if you don't get you,
I hate to put it like
There is
you.
no universe.
Okay,
There
I'm
is-
not saying Jackson Hayes is better than DeAndre Ayton.
Look, if
I'm
that
saying
is the
from a
case-
Luka standpoint, the kind of center
no.
you want is
No.
somebody like a Jackson Hayes, or somebody like Gafford, who's going to set that pick and roll to the basket, and clean up whatever Luka messes up.
Gafford averaged 8 and 8 with Luka.
I didn't say he
Those
was,
numbers are worse than what DeAndre
I'm
Ayton's
not
doing.
saying-
here's the thing,
Again,
right? I'll tell you right
You're
now.
looking at the points and rebounds.
They would
I'm
have
looking
Kai
at
Jones
the style
then.
of play.
They would have Kai Jones then if that was the style he's looking
What
for.
would be different in
If
terms of
Kai
the,
Jones could hold it together, we was again say no. We need somebody to fly, bro.
what would be the difference in terms of the style of play? Are we
Well,
talking about dunks?
Yes,
Oh my god.
yes.
You know what? I
Yes!
saw this coming, and you know what's gonna happen? Jackson Hayes is in this slam dunk contest, and that is going to cause these people to be in an uproar. You know what? I hope he wins. I hope he wins, and I hope these idiots feel like he just won the slam dunk contest. This should be our starting center, and I hope he gets obliterated every single
Let me
night.
ask you a question. Just follow me for a second. Remove Luka Doncic from the Lakers. Put him on any random team. And then put Giannis on that random team. How do you think that offense is going to work?
Put Luka and
And
Giannis
Giannis on
together.
the same team. How do you think that offense is going to work?
They would win 82 games.
I said, how do you think
Oh.
the offense is going to work?
It's going to be a lot of pick and roll.
That would be the most dangerous pick and roll in NBA history.
Screen and roll.
How would most of those pick and rolls end?
I don't. It's
With
Luka.
Giannis going to the basket,
But Luka
breaking
shooting.
somebody. With Luka either pulling up for a random shot or Giannis driving to the basket and doing
Ain't
what with the
no
ball.
awe. It's Luka Doncic. Luka shooting. Like I think we've watched enough of Luka to know that Luka shooting.
Yeah, but
Alright?
he can drop like 10, 15 of them off to Giannis.
I agree.
And that's why I'm saying
So
Jackson
why we ain't dropping
Hayes.
10, 15 off to DeAndre Ayton? You're not dropping 10, 15 off to Jackson Hayes.
I think you need to watch a couple more Laker games and see how he feeding the ball to DA.
Dude.
DA gotta be strong and go to the basket. Start pulling up for these little baby shots on top of
He
the
act
key.
like we ain't go the whole game to watch him play VJ.
Oh, good. Okay.
No,
okay.
I'm not listen, but that is the outcry of what it is. And all I'm saying is people need to be realistic in terms of the production and perception, number one. And two, I would look around and say, well, how are you going to do better than this? What's the situation that makes him better than this? If he's not good enough, what's the upgrade from DeAndre Ayton and how do you do that?
Ball dominant center.
You want a ball dominant center
Yeah.
on a team that has a ball dominant, whatever Luka is, any ball dominant point guard, small forward, shooting
You're
guard.
talking to Laker
and then,
fans
and then
raised-
LeBron James.
You talking to Laker fans raised by the Kobe and Shaq dynamic. You're talking to Laker fans raised by the Kobe and Shaq dynamic. You want somebody on the perimeter that can dominate the perimeter.
I hate
Then you
them.
want somebody down low that can dominate the post. That's the way we think.
This
Jackson
is 20.
Hayes is not dominating any
This
post.
is also 20 years
But
later in the game.
if the
ain't
ball
same.
go up there, who go for it? Who go for it?
Oh, that's sick.
Who go for it? If the rebound active, who go for it? You need high energy, bro.
I'm looking at you and I feel conflicted because I feel like you are like we in a apocalypse movie, and this is our crew trying to escape this dystopian world that we live in. and it's a few of us, and we're bonding and we're growing closer together, and you just got infected with the disease, and now we have to kill you. That's what it is. Me and John have to kill you now because now you have the infection.
6.4 points a game.
Oh,
Jackson Hayes.
John, we don't need to look up no stats to know that he ain't good. Like, we know that. We know that. If he was on the team last year when Rudy Gobert dominated, when the Lakers lost
How
because
much rebound he got against Rudy Gobert?
it was
Like
very
two.
it was very obvious that this was a team that was too small and did not have what it takes. And Rudy Gobert ate. How much times y'all see Rudy Gobert going for 20 and 20?
not a lot, but
Against
now.
the Lakers? 7.
In a closeout game? Boy.
But let me say it like this. Let me say it like this. You see Jackson Hayes right now, right? The reason we got DeAndre Ayton is because we didn't like the way Jackson performed.
I really want
Has DA stepped in and performed better?
Yes! None of
Not
these.
stat-wise, in terms of the way the offense runs.
It's a stat game. Yes, he's performed better. He's performed better in literally every single aspect. Literally every single aspect. You know what? Jackson Hayes runs faster. So if this was a LA track team, then yes, Jackson Hayes would be better suited.
Well, we
Put him
like
on the
faster.
back stretch of the 4x1.
We like fast, though. He
Your
fast.
best player is very slow. Ask anyone that dribbles the ball in front of him, they just run straight by.
Yeah, that's why you need a dominant defensive player down low.
And that's Jackson Hayes.
Man, he fast. That's all I said. That's all I said. I'm saying
He's been infected with the disease.
you're not gonna get me to say that DeAndre
Yeah.
Ayton has been everything we wanted him to be this season. He's not.
I understand that he hasn't been everything y'all wanted him to be because you insane people think that 4 people should be averaging 25 points per game, which is not going to happen unless you play in 2K.
What they doing now in San Antonio? What the average is down in San Antonio is? I feel like you got at least 5, 15 to 20 point scorers down there.
You think that all of them operating on the same level as Victor Wembanyama?
No. But they ain't operating too far off.
Yes, it's far off.
What is the averages in San Antonio right now?
First of all, there's no way you think that I know that off the top of my head.
John,
Second of all,
John, pull it up the stat.
I know John is, but you know ball well enough to know that that's not how this goes.
Now, all I'm saying to you is there's going to be a weak point of every team when they lose. For the Lakers, that weak point will always be first option, DeAndre Ayton. It's always going to be. They're never going to pick LeBron. They're never going to pick Austin Reeves. They're definitely never going to pick Luka. So it's between him and Rio.
I used to think I wanted them to win. Now I don't know if these people deserve it.
Okay, so Wembanyama's 24 points a game.
Uh-huh.
Don't like you agreeing with like it was something. I ain't even finished the whole
Be quiet.
thing
I
yet.
can just let him cook.
De'Aaron Fox is 20 points. Castle is 16.6. Vassal's 14.6. Johnson's 13.6.
You didn't know it was going to be a drop off after De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Not that far.
But look at the Lakers. Luka 33.6.
It's a lot.
LeBron 22.
Could be better.
Austin Reeves 26. 8 and 13.
Oh.
This is
Rio? With Rio what?
12.
this is my thing, right? All of these people are also acting like you didn't miss Austin Reeves for about 50 and 20 games.
That's why we expected him to step up.
But
That's why I conceded the
cannot
point.
believe that I'm
I
a part
conceded-
of this.
I conceded the point that JJ Redick has done a terrible job managing the situation. I conceded that. But DA ain't really,
I was so happy when
performance
DA went.
versus perception.
I remember me and John being so happy DA went to the Lakers because we was like, yes, we get to pull for Bahamian.
Like y'all didn't know JJ Redick was the coach. Y'all can't like we still got what's your boy name from Indiana? Who was the
Vogel.
coach? We don't got Frank Vogel. We don't got no defensive stoppers.
And now we got to be a part of these people.
Anyway, package it there, man. Get Giannis to LA.
The issue isn't whether Ayton helps the team win. It's whether the Lakers can rely on the version of him that they want.
That we have in our mind, bro.
That they have in
this
their
is
mind.
This is half this game. It's just the mental, bro. You gotta have your mental right.
None of the.
Y'all ain't have your mental right, boy. Got y'all don't want a dog in the post. We want a dog in the post, boy. We want a dominant center.
You want 5 All-Stars.
If we could get it, that's how you gotta win championships.
Jordan was winning championships with Luke Longley at center and Bill Wennington.
Don't care like Luke Long ain't really was down there
The
putting the
first
work
3
down.
with Bill Cartwright and Scott King.
Luke Cartwright was a little decent though for what they needed from him. He wasn't getting punked by Detroit now. See what I said?
You think Bill Cartwright was averaging 14 and 9?
No, Bill Cartwright probably was like 6-10. 6-10. I'm saying is the perception you get when you're watching the game now.
So it's just a body language thing then.
Yes.
Because when he gets 18 and 10, it's people don't read it the same because they say he looks passive or he looks soft.
I'll do you one better. Let me take this conversation serious now. I'll do you one better. When we lost last year to Minnesota, the thing that pissed off a lot of Laker fans was the fact that we saw Rudy Gobert, who has been considered one of the softest centers to ever play the game next to Karl Anthony Towns. We saw him dominate. We saw him manhandle us inside the post. So we thought once we brought in somebody like DeAndre Ayton, he would be that dominating factor that you would see every night and be scared of. Nobody looks at DeAndre Ayton this season and be like, oh, I'm afraid of him. Nobody.
Hey, only y'all was afraid of Rudy Gobert. Nobody else.
Wow.
Nobody else. Other teams play him off the floor. One of the greatest defensive players in league history. 4-time defensive player of the year. He never looked against anybody else the way he looked against y'all. You know why? Because they were trying to defend him with 6'8" people and Jackson Hayes. That's why.
So you tell me right now, if you put Ayton in that situation, we could be better off.
Against Rudy Gobert?
Yeah.
100%.
All right, then. Set it up. Set up the match.
100%.
Somebody 2K and send us the video.
I think he's shown this season that he can be efficient.
Y'all crazy. That's all I know. Y'all crazy. Like, you can't even... You try to process these things in life, right? I don't know what's crazier. Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame or these, like, arguments.
Ironically, they're both happening at the same time. So I just tell you.
I don't know either.
It's the time we live in.
That's like when Buddy wasn't getting minutes.
Anybody believe in Steve Kerr?
Yes.
No.
We are.
Oh, y'all, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Y'all want a fan base in Golden State that was rewarded with multiple titles to look at their head coach and be like, oh, your rotation sucked.
What
Why
would you do if they get
Buddy Hield?
Giannis?
They more than likely get. I think it's between us, them, and San Antonio. Why you laughing? Like this important, bro. Package the deal. Get Giannis to LA.
I think he's shown that he's efficient. I think he's shown that he can be a winning piece. I know he wants it. I also know that he hates the media and probably these fans in LA. So I don't know what kind. Listen, man.
Don't put that on record. He ain't hate the Laker fans. This is last.
I
chance.
said probably.
Okay.
I did say he hates the media. I said probably. But if he isn't the, I'll say it again. If he's not the answer, whether it's short term or long term, what kind of big fits this identity that's going to work? Please don't tell me Daniel Gafford and Jackson Hayes again, because if y'all go to war with Daniel Gafford or Jackson Hayes, you're gonna lose.
It's only 2.
Anthony Davis?
3. It's only 3.
Bam Adebayo?
That's one of the others. And
Giannis?
You know how much people in Miami
I'm not
complain
saying
about-
we have the pieces to go and get those guys. You ask me who fits.
So Victor ain't on that.
This is why we go back to the Luka. Come on, now, Joe. That's so far out of the realm of possibility.
But I mean, you just
you
told
don't
me.
even consider that he fits anymore because he becomes the structure. Shut up, Victor.
Okay, here's the thing. As delusional as you guys are as fans, and me saying Victor and you saying that ain't real.
I'm glad they at least have a line.
Yeah,
I'm glad they have some standard.
y'all ain't serious.
Are you can get Victor to San Antonio?
No, I agree. That's never happening.
Okay.
He has to be the only way he's ever leaving.
Lakers. We
What
know
about
how to
Karl
manage-
Anthony Towns?
No. Blow the whole team up if you trade for Cat. Blow it all up. No.
I hope.
No.
hope.
Why?
Him for Aiden?
Because
Why?
I want to see them lose their collective minds.
Bro.
Karl Anthony Towns averages 20 and 10. I want you to know that.
What about your boy
He
in
got us on
Houston?
defense.
What's your boy in Houston's name?
You think we battle defense?
The center.
Oh.
Steven Adams.
No.
Oh, he talking about Baby Jokic.
Yeah.
Oh, Şengün.
Yeah.
Alperen
How's he?
Şengün.
How's he going?
Him and Luka will fit well together, but if Bronson it ain't gonna work.
See, you just
It ain't gonna work.
racism.
Selective.
You only believe him and Luca will fit well together because
Oh,
they're
him,
European.
Luca, and
Because
Austin.
they do what?
European.
No.
What about what
do
do
all the other centers we talked about just now?
Şengün is nothing like those people.
This is my point. Athleticism, fast.
He doesn't have
strong.
any of that. He's not
And
any of
this
that.
is why he would fit well with Luka. He will not fit well with LeBron. He will not fit. LeBron needs a defensive icon who can get left to right really quickly. That's why him and AD work so perfectly together. That's why him and Bam would probably work perfectly
You just
together.
tell me Luca need Daniel Gafford and Jackson Hayes.
I said that those are the guys that work well with him.
Şengün is the polar opposite.
Yeah, but he
doesn't jump.
He's very fundamental.
He also needs the ball to make plays.
Very
the offense
fundamental.
runs through him.
Very
Their
fundamental.
offense don't even run through KD. It runs through Şengün.
Hey, very fundamental. All I'm saying, very fundamental.
Okay.
If you put Jokic and Luka together, the Lakers look different. If you put Luka and Şengün together, the Lakers look different. If you put Luka with somebody like AD, completely different offense.
Do we think DeAndre Ayton finishes the season as a
No,
Laker?
Yes.
no,
I don't think
no.
it's
He
going to
gets
be
traded.
It's going to be too hard to trade him because of his salary. It's going to be too hard to match up.
Get a couple of days.
I would love for you to look at the players that match up with his salary.
Give it a couple of days. Give it a couple of days.
Do you think he's absolutely gone by February 5th?
Give it a couple of days.
No, I'm
Yes.
asking. You think he
Yes.
gets moved at the deadline?
Yes. You got a decent piece coming in.
Oh my goodness.
He got 1 year left in Broad, but then he got to go to Cleveland. Let's try and get the chip now.
Who is this decent piece coming in?
Just watch it. Just watch it, boy.
You cannot say just watch it.
I
We're
think-
doing a radio show.
No,
we are here to inform and entertain the people listening.
This is one like someone put on Twitter.
Okay.
The Lakers would get Nick Claxton and DeAndre Hunter. But y'all would trade
They will talk themselves
Aiden,
into that.
Roy
See, this is the
Hachimura.
problem with y'all.
And
will talk
Dalton
about-
Connect.
They will talk about Nick Claxton like Nick Claxton is the second coming of Dikembe Mutombo.
See, that's the problem with y'all as fans. Y'all don't believe that it's better to come, boy. We as Laker fans always know better could come. We
Except
always
for the
know
players
that.
that are on your team.
Yeah, we trust them when they first coming, and then when we know who they are, then we say, hey, better
Y'all
to come.
crazy.
Nick Claxton's a better fit for the team than DeAndre Ayton.
I'm not saying that. I'm not that fan who put that out there. I have my eyes set a little bit higher. Looking at what they doing in Milwaukee right now and seeing what we setting up. Some things can happen.
Getting Giannis.
Hey, just wait on it, boy.
See, they exist in an alternate reality, and this is why you can't talk to them. I'm trying to tell you the player that fits within this system, the player that can work for you, the player that's going to mesh well with everything there. How are you bringing Giannis? Giannis just complained the other night about these dudes dead. They don't know how to get me the ball. Where is Giannis getting the ball in this offense?
Luka.
The team also has LeBron James.
LeBron can pass to.
Anyway, what's the next topic? Because this game's stupid. Like, y'all some crazy people. Like, y'all really think y'all gonna get the value of Aiden, of what he is now, what he does, when y'all don't involve him in the offense at all. You just expect him to say, "Hey, go run and jump."
I just want all the listeners out there, I want DeAndre Ayton to at the very least, have 400,000 behind him. And because I know how me and John think about this the same way, right?
Let me ask a question like this before you do your little
go
speech.
ahead.
Give me a better situation for Ayton right now.
A better situation?
Yeah.
I think this is the best. I loved it when he went
So what
there.
does that say about him? If this is the best situation for him.
I think he's fitting into the... I'm not saying he's playing perfectly, you know. He can play better. He can be better.
And what does better look like?
In terms of numbers?
Yeah.
16 and 12.
Not very far off from this. If he was averaging 18 and 12, people look at that dramatically differently than they look at, well, I don't even know if they care about the numbers because you just said, and a lot of people do say, it's more of a body language thing. But I think if he's averaging 18 and 12, it looks dramatically different than 14 and 9.
If I tell you, if you just generate a more, I don't want to say, the body language is a bad terminology, but that's the best we could go with.
No, that's
if
a
he
real
had
thing.
a better body language with the same stats he had, Laker fans would be over the moon. Like you said earlier, we celebrate Jackson Hayes. We celebrate Jackson Hayes because of the body language, because of the energy, because of the effort.
I know, but to me, that stuff is so superficial, and that stuff is fake hustle, and it does not translate to winning. That's my problem.
You
I
talking
don't think it means anything.
You talking to a fan base that lives off of that. I don't know what you want. That's the answer. That's what Laker fans enjoy. We'll celebrate the worst of the worst if they give us that same fake energy, hustle, and energy.
You gotta remember, Larry Nance Jr. is like the greatest Laker ever.
And Shannon Brown.
And Shannon
you,
Brown.
you remember Shannon Brown dunking
When
down.
we get back,
I'm playing you remember Shannon Brown
the
dunking
Bud
down.
Light easy takes of the
He
week.
was so good at dunking, he had a whole wife.
I hate these people.
Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
I gotta stop eating. Bro. Tell us y'all this news drop.
Bud Light easy takes of the week. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. This is a very important 2 weeks for Bud Light, a very important 2 weeks for football. No, first of all, bittersweet moments, sad time for us, and we haven't mentioned it yet, but this is going to be the first weekend without football. How y'all gonna cope?
Pro Bowl counts?
No.
Probably watching that. But, and they do like flag or something now.
Yeah, people ain't even remember.
How did this play?
I know. I've never seen it.
Wait, it in like it's still in
I don't
Hawaii.
know. I remember.
No.
I don't think it's in Hawaii. I remember one time it was in Orlando. I don't know if it's still there. I know. I don't
Disney
know where
World.
it is.
Don't play it by that field because I scared for the Patriots to go there for the Super Bowl.
But Bud Light will have you covered next week. You know, they always have the event for the big game that's going to be at Cricket Club. And Bud Light has done wonderful things for football fans all season long, giving sweepstakes winners an opportunity to see the Dolphins play live. I know Cortez had one crew he took to watch the Falcons, took them to watch the Bengals. So you've had a whole lot of opportunities. Hopefully the Dolphins have a better team so people can see a better product next time.
Thoughts and prayers on that. Thoughts and prayers.
No.
You can only
We just had someone get hired to hire their buddy.
the two dudes who look alike, 5 heads. You can also enjoy Bud Light specials at many of your Jimmy Wines and Spirits distributors. Don't forget, you can still go ahead, purchase your 2 6-packs of Bud Light and become a part of everything that Bud Light is doing. But the big game is our focus now, because in 2 weeks, you are going to be looking for some place to watch Patriots Seahawks, and Bud Light has the place for you.
They plan an actual perfect weekend. So they got the Cricket Club 2 days. They're going to go down there the Saturday before with the ultimate tailgate, and then it rolls straight into the Sunday, the big event that everybody's looking forward to, the big Super Bowl watch party at the Cricket Club. So 2 days of fun, 2 days of excitement. So this is a perfect time to be the Bud Light.
Easy decision on where to watch the big game, and that is why it coincides with the easy takes of the week. If you're a first-time listener, this segment, we have some difficult takes. In the first segment, you heard a lot of difficult takes from Lakers fans, but, you know, it is what it is.
Boy.
But in this segment, we're going to give you some easy takes that are very agreeable, and even if you don't agree, they should be easy for you to argue with, right? So my Bud Light easy take number 1. I feel like the completion of the stadium shouldn't be, like, kind of shrouded in mystery, right? Does anybody know what the completion date is?
I think it's in May. Hasn't been changed?
Should we set dates if we're not sure about that? Because
Of course.
They trying to figure out where John get May from.
I don't know.
I ain't hear no May before.
Because
Inside sources.
Oh, okay. See, okay, that's a different story.
so I feel like when you put, well, I don't know if an official date has been put on it publicly, but I feel like when people do that, then it goes back to perception versus production, right? And then that only causes a louder uproar. But
How the stadium been shut down for 2 years?
this is my thing. It has gone on far too long.
You
Like,
gotta
there's
find the
no
money.
way your main, which was still considered new national stadium, should be down for about 2 years. That's insane. That's not maintenance. That's like time to build another one.
So what's crazier? This length of repairing the national stadium or the length it took them to build the baseball stadium?
I think the length of time to repair is a bigger deal because you already know what you need. Like, well, what is the issue?
Yeah, I gotta go with that one too, because to build something is always a lot of hiccups that are involved. We know everything that went on with that. Not to say that wasn't crazy, because that was crazy, but you already have this.
Yeah.
You're just fixing what you already have. That's like, what does it take longer to assemble a new car or fix one?
The thing that makes this even weirder is the fact that I think once we initially moved into the stadium, the government that helped us build it. They were like, hey, whatever you need, if you need to repair, just call us, we'll be back there. So they volunteer not only the manpower, they've volunteered to an extent the financing.
P-Rock has been saying that?
That's why I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It should not take 2 years. I know there was some pushback locally. Oh, John.
I just feel with the election year, they want to open it in the election year.
Okay, see, that's the inside information.
That's just what, that ain't even inside information. That's just them to say,
That's
oh,
look,
look,
common sense.
we opened up the stadium again, like that we closed.
Dog, if that's
We
it,
lowered VAT that we introduced.
if that's it, then you have done a disservice to athletes in this country for 2 years.
Whoa. See, that's you thinking they care about that. That's you thinking they care.
You're right.
Ain't care
That's
about
an
none
easy
of that.
take. They ain't care.
Ain't
I
care,
mean,
bro.
clearly, because we missed out on a whole lot that... All right, you
You
know
think they
what?
wanted to spend a buddy day.
Election, bro? Y'all think election? That's the serious business.
Now that y'all put it into perspective, clearly, yeah, we're going to have that stadium open by May. Because
I
election
mean,
could be any time between
My
May
whole
and September.
take is I feel like they're going to open the stadium and the next day say, ding, ding, bell rung.
We announce groundbreakings so loudly. We announce new things so loudly.
FTX.
But we go quiet when things don't go well.
What do you expect? We were literally celebrating in Freeport. They took a tractor to knock out a random wall, and then 2 days later, they repaired the wall that they said that they were knocking down to begin demolition. You asking for too much, bro. Welcome to the Bahamas.
My favorite thing is, so you know the fields across from the track? They've given that to like 17 different federations, people. And it's like, that is just there. And then they're like, oh, look, we cleaned them.
I'm just saying, like, if we continue to go through this, when does it shift from just delays to negligence?
Oh, it's always negligence.
I think we already passed that
We
point.
already there.
Yeah.
Like, you made it good enough for war relays to come down. You're trying to tell me you can't make it good enough where it's just like,
anything.
hey, we could host local stuff here?
For anything.
This is the fastest track in the world. And, hey, guys, we're going to go to the old talk. Anyway, that's another thing. Why do we have two stadiums named after the boy?
The player in question is Thomas Augustus Robinson. But like easy take
I
number
didn't know
two.
John would have been that hard, but that one. I thought John would have.
That's a legitimate one.
No, I understand, but I thought John was going to go into the whole dynamic of the fact that, you can repair the walls, you move road traffic. No, John's like, well, we have two stadiums named after the same boy.
But like easy take of the week number 2. You know how easy a National Sports Academy would be if we just stopped dragging our feet? And dragging our feet is not what I wanted to say, but I had to remember that this is...
Do we have to build anything?
Yes.
Oh, yes. 10 years. Minimum. When you groundbreaking
And we have
happens.
to maintain it.
Yeah. So the groundbreaking could happen like next week.
The groundbreaking could definitely happen next week. All we need is a shovel and some ribbons,
Yeah,
some hard hats.
We could do all that for less than $1,000.
How many times do we have a groundbreaking at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium? I could have sworn we had like 3 of them because we would get phone calls. Hey guys, we're groundbreaking opening of the stadium. Oh, groundbreaking opening of the parking lot. The elevator's working, so we got to go opening for that. It's like, bro, I'm not even joking.
I'm just saying, like, I am so sick, and
They brought all the baseball players in to say we open it, and 5 years later it opened.
we started discussing this the night of the draft when everybody was so enamored by VJ's story, and they loved to talk about the story of struggle and all that. And I just don't understand how many times we have to see people ascend to the international stage in this way without feeling some kind of guilt that we ain't doing nothing to get that there.
Because they do it all themselves.
Like, we have the infrastructure in place where this can actually be done. We have elite talent. We have coaches that are producing the talent. How far of a leap is it to actually put the infrastructure and a legit plan in place so there's pipelines and not one-offs? And not one-offs that have to leave here at 13 to go somewhere else and become that.
You realize they building like entire new football stadiums in like 2 years that holds 60, 70,000 people. State of the art. We can't even build a government building in 2 years.
I mean, we even have a geographic advantage. All right, what if they just start with one sport?
Yeah, no.
What if we start with one sport, right? Like,
Guess what? A sport that doesn't require a roof. Let's say baseball. What do you need? Field, dirt, done.
If we would, so if track and field is like our greatest,
Go build a couple more tracks.
our greatest athletic export, and we already have this club feeder system that's leading the way with that. We can't have a national academy with track.
Yeah, we can.
Baseball is probably the most popular sport among youth in this country. Basketball is probably the most popular sport among the youth in this country. How difficult would it be for us to have a basketball academy? We have the coaching.
But you're asking for plenty.
I am asking for plenty,
yes.
and that'll take us to Bud Light Easy Take of the Week number 3. But I am asking for plenty.
That's how they're thinking, though. I'm just pretending I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Not saying that we shouldn't have it, but boy, you're asking for a lot, and then the hand comes out.
That's the issue right there. All the talk
Allegedly.
stops right. Not allegedly. All the talk stops at that same exact point. The planning is easy. The breaking ground is easy. The inviting people, the ceremony, all that is the easy part. The hard part is when something that should take, as John said, they're building stadiums that could hold 40, 50,000 people in 2 years. Because there's no red tape. There is a plan in place. There's proper funding. There's proper mechanisms there. Explain why things are happening. That's non-existent here.
I've been a part of discussions with people taking 100% responsibility and financial control of building something here. And they did all the surveying, the this, the that. They had all the plans drawn up, the money lined up. And when it got to the politician, blown up.
What if we partner with private academies that already exist rather than just ignoring them? Because there are private academies that exist. What if the government just partners with them and you try to bring that under one comprehensive roof?
Again, you're looking at it from the standpoint, and I think we're no longer in the Bud Light Easy Take segment because this is a full-on discussion. You're gonna have to take it to a space where everything is knit up so tight, neat that there is no inclusion for a politician. It's just simply, hey, private person wants to build something on his land. He's gonna then entrust it or turn it over to some
Easy take of
public
the
entity.
week. Take politicians out of sports.
I'll take politics out of sports.
I just think we can. It's never going to happen in a place like this. I just think we can. There's ways to centralize housing, education, and training. That's those 3 things right there. That's all you have to do. Centralize housing, education, training.
If the DR could do it, and they are considered a very poor country, how do we not do it?
Bud Light Easy Take of the Week number 3. This is the time. Remember, John was saying you're asking for a lot. This is the time to ask politicians for everything. This is the time to exploit them while they want votes. Because guess
Get yours while you get.
Guess who
when you
gets
can.
exploited in the 5 years after that?
The people.
So this is a time. So if you have big ass, you know what? Supersede anything that if you wanted to ask for 5, ask for 10. 'Cause
At
you
minimum.
you might get 8.
Yeah, ask for 15. You might get your 10.
Ask for 15. Do whatever because this is the time to do it. So if you run youth sports, if you are a part of any organization, if you are a creative, if you are an administrator, you better use that leverage right now. Use the leverage right now because this is the time to do it. Because after, whenever, May? Are we guessing May?
Yeah. I think it's going to be called in May. That's just my looking at as much as I don't care about politics. I feel like May is the time it's going to get called.
Because after that, the time is gone.
Done.
So use it now. Go for the big ask. Asks. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bud Light Easy Take of the Week number 4. Nobody actually moves at the NBA trade deadline.
Like nobody
Nobody of
Big
substantial.
name?
No, you
so
know.
Carter could be mad.
Yes.
Okay.
No substantial.
So easy take of the week, Carter could be mad.
No all NBA type players. No all stars. Just fringe role players.
I agree because I feel like the offseason is the new big
Trash
trade
analysis,
deadline.
bro. Trash analysis. Lakers got to make a move.
This
bro.
happens all the time, you know. People would be super excited about the trade deadline and the possibilities, and the only thing that would happen is George Hill would be traded.
Shout out Giannis, big. Y'all nigga move me off of this, but we getting Giannis, bro.
Listen.
Y'all have little faith, you know, but we getting Giannis.
I
bro.
get you, and this is where the NBA wins. You know, the NBA wins because it's one of the few sports that exists literally all year round for 12 months on social media just purely based off speculation. People actually like the transaction more than they like the games. I really believe that. So from now until February 5th, like this week is going to explode, and just purely based off the fact that one of the greatest players of all time pretty much wants out of his situation. So if you get a chance to go after one of the greatest players of all time, who we saw drop 50 points in a closeout game of an NBA Finals, you got to go do that, right? So now it'll be an arms race to see who could put together the best package to try to, and not even just Giannis. Ja still is out there floating and hovering around.
Well, the
some
Karl
big names
Anthony
out there.
Towns is floating.
But I think nobody goes. I think everyone's going to be very disappointed.
Honestly, I don't care.
Most likely Carter.
Yeah.
But all I saying is Giannis.
Bud Light Easy Take of the Week number 5. This Super Bowl is actually more compelling than we care to admit.
Y'all hate us. That's the problem. Like, these are the little things that we have to get out of the way. If we got these dialogues, right? What was the problem with the Super Bowl? The Patriots. That's what everybody can say. Everybody happy to see the Seahawks, and then when it comes to the Patriots, instead of y'all just enjoying the moment that a second-year quarterback did something terrific, made his way through maybe 3 of the best defenses that we've seen in quite some time.
Care.
See? Already. I've not even finished my point, John.
No, I just don't, like, honestly, football is dead to me. I'll talk about it, but I could honestly go with not watching the Super Bowl and be like, hey, cool.
Why?
Just because it's just like, just fine. I old now.
Wow.
Like, I used to know, honestly, every Sunday growing up, I used to have to watch the Dolphins. You know? I should have had some Bud Lights when I was like 10 years old. That would have been great.
You should not have.
Because that was
drink responsibly. Only share your Bud Light with people of legal drinking age in whichever country you consume.
It wasn't until I was 18 that I was like, wow, this is what I got to do to survive the weekend. Yeah, after the Dolphins started being dead, I was just like, I don't care about football that much, right? I enjoy it. I enjoy talking about it. I like seeing, you know what I like seeing? I like seeing great football. I don't want to talk about Super Bowl this week because I know we're going to go heavy next week. Carter will be like, whoa, I ain't need that this week. He already got me with this Lakers thing. Like that's already a overload on his fandom.
We're going to go back to it.
Yeah, so the fandom's going to be, but honestly, don't care. But I'll say this about the Super Bowl. Everyone's like, Drake May, second-year quarterback, blah, 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 blah. Great. Love it for Drake May. I love seeing people succeed. I hope it ain't a Dan Marino situation. That's the only thing when I hear it because, you know, we're emotionally attached.
You hope it ain't or you hope it is?
No, I hope it ain't. Honestly, I hope it ain't. Because you don't want to peak at year 2 and then you're on the cusp. But you look at Josh Allen.
You got to appreciate the moment because you may never get there again.
Exactly. And I'll go, I brought Josh Allen's name. Told you. The window was closed, man. Me and Carter have been saying that from the longest.
We can agree there.
Like we agree, we disagree, but boy, we was right.
I think
and how the hell do you hire your offensive coordinator? Like, we're making a change and you hire someone in the staff? Easy take of the week. If you're making a change, don't hire someone originally on the staff.
Because it's not really a change. I think the reason I brought this up is because I've actually heard John's opinion. Well, his reasons may differ a bit because he was like, yeah, I just kind of old and I ain't interested. But it's a lot of people
Bad Bunny, though.
Get to that. But it's a lot of people that have actually been saying they don't find this as a compelling matchup for whatever reason. I don't know. A part of it is Patriot fatigue, like Cardo said, because we felt like we just got through with this and now we're back here again. So yeah, in Boston, Mass, people are incredibly excited, but the rest of the NFL landscape is like, boy, we've been tired seeing this uniform in there. And there's a lot of people that feel like they have played terrible football over the last few weeks, while the Seahawks have played incredible football over the last few weeks.
It's a good thing you play the games on the field.
Agreed. But these are the reasons why you have a lot of people saying, and then people wanted Josh Allen in there.
Oh boy, they wanted Josh Allen.
They wanted Josh Allen in there.
The second Josh Allen was defeated, my season was great. The season was made. It was like, this is
for
great.
some people, their seasons, their playoffs kind of took a nosedive
I don't
after
care.
that.
But for me, personally, once the Bills were gone and Josh Allen was gone, because my opinion is Josh Allen is still the scariest quarterback you were going to play in the play. If Josh Allen was playing the Patriots in the championship game and it was 10-7 and they had that last drive, how would you feel, Cardo?
I can tell you how I felt knowing that Josh Allen was still a possibility for us to play in the AFC Championship.
That's
I had no
scary,
concern
right?
with Houston. I was more concerned during the whole playoffs that we would run back into Josh Allen. So I agree with John there. But I knew they could not take another L. That was going to implode if they took another L. Thankfully, it was Bo Nix. I wish it was us. I don't know if we would have fared better against the Bills, but it is what it is.
And I think that's the thing of it too, right? It's this: the Patriots are seen as supernaturally fortunate.
I mean,
I
for
would
what
agree
team
with
isn't
that
to make it this
fortunate.
far?
I mean, just strictly from the perspective that everything has lined up perfectly. You have CJ Stroud having the worst game of his career in the biggest game of his career, and then
Your boy
the
get
quarterback that you're going to face in the next round gets an ankle injury and is out, and you go against one of the worst backup quarterbacks we've seen play.
See, I wanted to save this to when we get to the NFL talk because I have this issue. People don't
You should save it.
recognize.
You should save
Okay,
it.
okay.
You should save it.
No, you should go.
All right, people don't recognize that Drake.
Spoiler
made-
alert: in the segment we think is NFL talk is going to be NBA. So definitely get your takes off. We ain't got no football games this week.
That's true. But anyway, when people look at this, they forget that Drake May does not play CJ Stroud.
I agree.
Drake May played the Houston Texans defense
Yes.
that could literally separate body from soul.
Yes.
They tried that multiple times
He
during the game.
fumbled a lot.
There we go. Multiple times. Drake May did not play Justin Herbert. He played the Chargers defense that again tried to separate body from soul.
But it's also not very good.
In the AFC Championship game, he played the Denver Broncos defense. Whether they have a 2-man pass rush, a 3-man pass rush, or a 4-man pass rush, they're one of the best.
Let me just say,
Good enough to limit you to 10
you
points.
got to kick the field goal with a backup quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
Fair point.
No,
all I'm saying,
everyone could agree with that one.
definitely.
Let's take it back to the Super Bowl, right? For me, irrespective of who plays, we know what the Super Bowl is about. The Super Bowl is about overexposure, commercialization, spectacle, and the fact that the stakes are at their highest. So even in times when there's been bad games, and whenever I think of bad Super Bowl, I think
Think of Bad Bunny.
I will on February 8th. But I think of Patriots Rams because I was there for that one horrible game. And
Well, that was a bad game.
I think of so strange that these two teams are involved, but I think of Broncos Seahawks when I think of bad Super Bowls.
All right.
But we're all still there to watch that no matter what happens. So the Super Bowl is too big to fail. So to hear people be like they're disconnected from it, I'm like, how?
They disconnected because it's the Patriots. That's the issue. I'll explain
They also
again.
don't believe in Sam Darnold.
No. Sam Darnold could have been there and it would have been fine.
No.
He could have played anybody from the AFC.
I disagree with that, Cardo.
Nah, they have an issue with this Super Bowl because it's the Patriots. Everybody looked at it. Now everybody's saying from a fan standpoint. John is a Dolphin fan. I've heard all the Dolphins fans said last week, Jesus Christ, I was able to live so long enough that I still have not seen a Dolphin playoff game and these dudes back in the Super Bowl after 6 years.
No, I've seen us win a playoff game. It was glorious.
Well, the majority of Dolphin fans. I've seen Jets fans say, I haven't even seen the playoffs. I've seen Bills fans say, I've seen 2 dynasties destroyed.
They had good runs with Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, fumble.
There we go. That's what they remember.
Yeah, but
now
that was
you have
playoffs.
people like the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin gone and the Patriots back. You have people like LA. We thought this would have been our year. We drafted Justin Herbert. How in the world Drake may get it before? Like all of these are issues that teams are facing. That's the reason you see this collapse now going on in Denver. Buffalo had their little mini collapse. Now Denver freaking out. The coach and the quarterback ain't on the same page or what's actually going on with the quarterback. All of this is
Miami
because
don't need success.
the
to fall
Patriots
apart.
are back and people looking at it like, Jesus Christ, we had this window to do whatever we wanted to do, and the only person that celebrated in that window was who? Patrick Mahomes.
We're going to enjoy the game. We are going to enjoy the game with Bud Light.
he
We are
playing
going
next
to
year, too.
enjoy the game at the cricket club. So whether this is a blowout, whether this is a close
It's
game,
not going to be a blow.
moments are going to be made. Bud Lights are going to be shared. And we're all going to enjoy this experience, guys. We'll be right back after this.
Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
Some fans watch. Real fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game. Big players deserve bigger wins. That's why Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is giving players more. Are you ready to experience more action, more prizes, more ways to win on every game? NFL, NBA, MLB, if it's on, it's live. Jump in, place your bets, and feel the energy.
Welcome back to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and the story of Sam Darnold to me is the storyline. Like that's the one that I want to see. He's the guy that I feel needs to climb the mountain to the top of the NFL, and all will be made whole then.
No one will be mad.
Nobody.
I'm John Mark, and shout out to Mike Bass.
I'm Ricardo Wells. You're just watching X to see what time Giannis getting to the Lakers.
Can you help us do show?
I mean,
Rather
yeah,
than
but
just
we gotta
monitor
make sure that this
He's
don't
not
happen while we
going to the Lakers.
You
This
never
is
know
not
now.
happening.
You never know. Lead right now. Lakers is the team to watch in the Giannis Antetokounmpo trademark.
What are they putting together to get him?
Pieces.
Just
Pieces. All we need is
Reese's
pieces.
Pieces? Like,
I
what
mean,
are
if they wanted the bundle, we could throw some candy in there.
I honestly believe that y'all think that would work. I honestly believe y'all think y'all could give them
Let me
Gabe,
ask you a
Vincent,
question.
and Candy, and that could get Giannis.
What did he give up for AD?
Oh my God, let's not go back to this.
This is the Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook Hour, where we talk all things sports betting, where we discuss the storylines in your favorite sport. There's a lot to talk about this week. This, of course, is the off week, the downtime for the NFL before the Super Bowl. So we're going to talk some NBA, but I want us to get back to some football talk before we shift over strictly to the NBA. Because Cardo is a Patriots fan, and he tried to be coy with this early on. And when I remember saying, I think Drake May is a legitimate MVP candidate early on in the season. And I remember distinctly saying, no, I think y'all could actually make a run at this. Y'all could be in this conversation. And you shrugged that off.
Yeah, I did.
And you tried to belittle that. And you was like, nah, you putting too much dip on our chip. And all of those
You was putting too much pressure on my young quarterback. And this is the point I've been making all week. Win or lose this Super Bowl, this is probably one of my favorite Patriot seasons ever.
Oh, get out of here.
You would let me finish.
I've had Tom Brady
I hate them.
No.
my whole life.
thought-
But hey, this one right here.
I remember. Please do not let me forget to name this episode "Carter Annoys the World," because this contrivance of being a Lakers fan and a Patriots fan, and act like you going through some great suffering when between them both,
hold on.
have seen like 11 championships.
The only suffering he has had
I just want the Mets to
is
win
the
something,
Mets.
but
That's the only real suffering. And you know what?
You've caused me curse.
You know what? Good for you, because you deserve that.
Don't count. He's seeing like 11, 12 championships between the big two. Baseball is on the back
you
burner.
only asked
And
me how I
America
feel,
is
but
football and basketball.
I gotta watch Pete Alonso all of next year suit up for the Orioles, but like that's a lot to deal
Like
with.
Shaq and
But
Kobe.
Shaq and Kobe is pretty good, dog. Best 5. But
Why
anyway,
is this your greatest Patriot team or
no,
whatever?
it's because
crap you said.
Okay, no. Before you do this, right? I could tell you why it's his
Go
team
ahead.
before he could
Lion
do.
John.
No. I already know Cardo's take. I know the take. I see that. I'm like that guy. I
was
see
down 28-3.
I see the future.
Go ahead.
Because Cardo's favorite Lakers team is the Kobe Lamar Odom team
Yeah.
that win the championships.
Yeah.
I know, like it ain't the Shaq Kobe, because you know why? He expected that. He expected the dominance. He expected Shaq to dunk everything. The Shaq, the Lamar, the Caron Butler, the Kobe
We had to
years.
fight for that, bro.
That's just different. Them 2 championships he get after that. Those were his favorite 2 Lakers seasons.
You're absolutely right. And that's why I'm not lying. I'm
No,
telling you,
I know
I'm
he
telling
ain't
you.
lying with that one.
This
Because
year,
this boy
if
loved
you
Kobe
told-
too much.
If you told me at the beginning of the year we would be in the Super Bowl, I would be the first one to tell you that's too much, bro. That's too much.
So we're gonna do this every year now. Our first podcast before wait, Patriots going to Super Bowl. Let's see what his reaction is.
But me and I had this conversation on a show. I told him Drake made good. Drake made good. I was the one who was saying 2 years ago.
I said he's a top 5 quarterback right
and
now.
I was the first one. That's too much. Slow it down. Slow it down.
No, but that was
I
your
had-
reverse psychology
There
on
was
that
not-
one.
no,
Yes, that was.
I had no idea we would make it this far. No idea. Zero idea. I am shocked just as much as everybody else. I don't care how we win. I'm surprised that we're still here. So you can tell me y'all got your easy schedule, all that. Bro, we lose to the Raiders, and
No,
was like,
I'm gonna say this, right? And I'll say this whole thing with schedule. You play who you play, and that's all you play.
Yeah, no, I think
you
that's a
you
whack
can't
thing.
control. Everyone's like, "Oh, this head coach was fired." This blah. No, you play who you play, and you win. And I'm a firm believer of if you win games in a season, you learn how to win. That's why you play things in a season. This isn't a 20-year career where it's like we have to add all these games up and make sure we have a certain record and do. You play who you play, and guess what? They won the games they had to win.
That only counts in college football where you get to like dictate
Barely.
part of your schedule. You know what? That shouldn't count in the NFL where, yeah, I agree with that 100%.
But relative to this season, I had no idea we'd make it to the Super Bowl. I thought we would have a good
I
year.
can't wait for that day.
I thought-
I'm not expecting the Super Bowl and then the Dolphins. Then whoa.
I disagree with you, you know. My only pushback is there's no way this is your favorite team and you saw 6
I said one of,
Super
I
Bowl
said
winners.
one of
Okay,
my favorite
that is a
teams.
huge qualifier.
One of my
Okay.
favorite teams.
You know what?
Because
So yes, I
I
accept
had
that.
no
So
idea
let's go with
we would even win the division.
I don't think you said one of. I can listen
I know,
back
I-
to
listen back, I said one of
don't
my
think you said
favorites.
one of.
who would be Carter's favorite teams.
The one that caused him to fall in love with the Patriots, probably when they won the first Super Bowl, when they beat the greatest show on turf.
No,
No,
28-3.
Drew Bledsoe.
Eagles. The Eagles
The
Super
T.O.
Bowl.
The
broken
T.O.
leg.
one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Second favorite.
Because I feel like that's when Brady ascended.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. The two before that, it was more so.
Talk about him like he's Jesus. It's close.
But
Hands up.
the two before that, it was more so, of course, Bill Belichick doing his great defensive thing.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of
Definitely.
Fame.
But that Eagles
Not
one, it
this
was
year, though.
more so. I thought McNabb was going to beat us that.
Speaking of which, Patriots and Super Bowls and greatest, another person ain't getting into the Hall of Fame connected to Bill Belichick. That's Eli.
Yeah.
And what that story is buried.
I know, but I was telling Carter before the show. I said, you know what? I can live with Eli not getting in. Right?
yeah.
I
can
was
live
more
with that.
about the John.
Yeah, he was more mad than me, and I said, you know why I can live with him not getting in?
But it ain't that he
Because
didn't get
the-
in, you know. It's just first ballot.
Yeah, no, second. This is the second
This-
time. His first ballot was last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Last Hall
And
of
that's the
Fame.
part that pissed me off.
Yeah. So my whole thing is this, right? I am not upset because yes, he has the qualifications to be. He will be in the Hall of Fame, right? But Bill Belichick ain't make it. So you really can't complain. We used to complain about Zach Thomas not making the Hall of Fame, right? I am so glad he made it when he made it because they wasn't gonna put that boy in at all with this voting committee that they have. Drugs. That's all it is. I feel like, you know who needs to be the head of the Hall of Fame committee? Michael Irvin.
That's funny as hell.
So much Hurricanes.
Here's my thing with Michael Irvin. As much as he loves Miami, he loves greatness. He knows greatness.
Loves a lot of things. Podcast
Boy.
is really good. I enjoy it.
I just
saw
feel
one
like
episode.
if he was him, he would have got these votes and said, no, do it again.
Yo, the reason why, and it's so funny how this worked out, and the reason why Cardo said he was more upset than John at Eli not getting in.
That's because
All Patriots fans feel that way because you know what they say?
they take
He
away our
beat the
perfect
greatest
season.
twice. How could he not be considered great?
It's not even him beating us twice. It's the fact that how he beat us. It was never. They had good defenses.
Thank
But
God
it
he
was-
ruined that perfect season.
It
'cause
was
my Lord.
It was him finding the way to throw to do one of those throws, the helmet catch or the manning arm catch. You do one of those in a career, it's special. He did all two against us. So it's almost like, what do you mean he's not good? We've seen it. We have the proof. He missing 2 Super Bowls because of him being great.
What-
he should be in there.
What's that rapper's name? Super Hot Fire, whatever his name is. When he says, psych. You think Tom Brady is the GOAT? Psych. I beat him twice.
That's true.
Imagine if they finished with the perfect season, the helmet catch never happens, and Belichick still didn't get it. Like I wouldn't put it past them. All angry sport. I hope that we never become the Bahamian version of this, right?
My
But
favorite
all
thing-
angry sports writers are the worst.
My favorite thing is, so Nal is in the sports group. I'm not in the sports group. But he'll play voice notes, and they're like 6 minutes long. And I'm like, wait, y'all got all this time?
Watch when we start our WhatsApp group.
All the time.
We can be the same because all that is a WhatsApp group from a radio show just like this one here. That's all we got to do.
Wow.
We can do it soon. I
Shout out
promise.
to Anatole Rogers.
We do it
That's
soon.
still a thing?
They
What?
beating everyone by a bajillion still.
Oh yeah. It's still a thing.
Wow, okay.
It's still a thing. They've destroyed all competitive balance in high school basketball.
But I can't believe I could volunteer this week to do this, but I have to. I got to put the corporate out on for a second.
Oh, whoa. Hold on.
What do you mean for a second? Like that happens. That happens anyway.
I wish we had a corporate sound. Like,
We do. Yeah, we should do something
like how they do
that.
with the cruise ships.
You think it should be like Chariots of Fire?
We got air horns.
You want to give?
Can I just put the corporate out on and guess you? Okay.
we discussing show. We discussing show right now. Relax. Do we have something ready? Do you think you can roll with it? Because I don't care what it is.
An applause?
All right, let's go applause.
Let's see. How does this work? Yeah. Corporate.
We good? We
Yeah.
good. All right.
Now introducing to you
Oh, God.
a person formerly known as Ricardo Wells, formerly known as a co-host of the Accredited. Now introducing to you Corporate Cardo as he puts on his hat. Double C's. There we go.
Okay, so the reason I had to throw in the corporate out for a quick minute is I just needed to run through all of the major promotions that we got coming at EWL over the next month or so. February is a big month for us. Between sportsbook, casino, and lottery, we have 8 wonderful campaigns. That's just going to fill up it. In our lottery space, of course, that's going to be the big focus for the month. We have our Lottery of Love promotion. That's going to reward some lucky player who spends $20 or more on lottery, $1,000 a day. So you have 28 chances to win across the month of February. This is the perfect time to get in. Spend your $20, walk away with $1,000 a day. In our casino space, we have 3 programs. We have our Chinese New Year's slot tournament that's going to go live, I think, Tuesday or
And
Wednesday
you know they
this
love
week.
their slots.
Yes. So we have a Chinese New Year slot tournament. Then we have our regular slot race that's going to run every weekend. And then we have our new Valentine's Day tournament that's also going to run specifically across the period of Valentine's Day. And then in Sportsbook, now let's done a ton of promotion for some of these. We have our bet 20, get 10 sports waiver. So if you place a $20 bet and it loses, you get $10 back to try again. We also have our NBA/NHL leaderboard. It's called Build to Win. You have a chance to run up points during the week. Starting Monday to Sunday night, you're going to run a leaderboard program. Every bet you place, every successful bet gives you a point. You could run it up and win your share of $1,000. On the weekend, just for our soccer fans, we have our Match Day Mania. That's a jackpot that's going to spread out $1,000 across the weekend. Anytime you place a soccer bet, whether it's on La Liga, whether it's on League One, whether it's on Bundesliga, whether it's on the Premier League, or if you go over into the French League, you're going to have a chance to capture your share of that $1,000. And if that was not enough, we also have our Super Bowl jackpot that's going to be exclusive on the weekend of the Super Bowl, which is going to be this upcoming weekend. You have a chance to win your share $2,000 doing the same thing. Just place a Super Bowl related bet and you can walk away with your share of that $2,000 jackpot.
I feel like you're missing the most important thing in February.
What's that?
Ronaldo's birthday. You ain't got a promotion around Ronaldo?
That's the Super Bowl.
I was
promotion.
just about to say that is the Super Bowl promotion. That's why we upped it from 1,000 to 2,000.
Yeah, that's why.
It's definitely why.
You're
Y'all
welcome,
could- y'all
Bahamas.
Y'all could just give it to me.
We're not going to give you. We're not going to give it.
win Ronaldo's money.
No. How about Ronaldo wins?
Hold on, I
some-
like that. I like that idea. We could take Ronaldo's check and we could add that into the jackpot. I like that idea. You could
Nobody
win
likes
your
that
share.
idea.
No, you could win your share of Ronaldo's money, specifically at the Super Bowl event. So if you
Hire
want
some
to,
new marketing people.
if you want to be a part of any of those promotions, sign up at EWL.com. Again, all those promotions go live between February 1 and February 8th, which is the Super Bowl. So it's an active month.
You corporate out off?
Sure.
All right, hold on. There you go.
Thank you, Corporate Cardo. Ricardo Wells is back on the program.
I just say we still a little closer to getting honest. Let me just see what
Yeah, go ahead. Check
See,
on that.
immediately comes back to Giannis.
I want to do a final or post-mortem things or down bad for several NFL franchises for the year because we ain't have no reason to talk about them. Next week, we will only be talking about the Pats and Seahawks. But there has been a lot of movement on the coaching carousel.
Plenty.
Too much movement in some cases, not enough movement in others. So
Who are you going to start with? Let's see this question. Because if I had to start with a team,
I'll let you start with it.
I know what team that I want to start
Go
with.
ahead. Run it, John.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Tings is tings or down bad.
I'm going to say this.
They going from Mike to Mike.
Terrible
Yeah, you going
transition.
from Mike the Great to just Mike. Like, this ain't Mike Jordan. Anyways, I feel Steeler fans were delusional. Steeler fans were stupid. Yeah, no, they don't know what they had in Mike Tomlin.
I don't feel like this was the Steeler fans, though.
Yes, it was plenty Steeler fans.
There's a lot of them, bro.
I would have loved to have two hip-hop Mike Tomlin. Right? This man never had a losing record. One of my favorite things that I've seen him watch is he was looking at Chase Young and he said, man, you're a great player, but we never play this bad to get a pick this high. So I'll never have a player like you, right?
I bet he ain't going to the Hall of Fame.
But oh my God. Whew. That's going to be a whole another one. If Bill Belichick doesn't make it to the Hall, no coach
Nobody
makes it
can
in the
get it
first
now.
year.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
The precedent has been set.
Exactly. Down bad. Mike McCarthy, I think, is terrible.
I think so too.
I know he's had his time. And let's be real. People have their times, right?
He had his time with a young in his prime
Exactly.
Aaron Rodgers.
Mike
That's
McDaniel
all McCarthy
had a prime of 2 years to make Miami look good. And then, wait, what's up, Mike's? Anyways, my whole thing is, I know Aaron Rodgers ain't happy. Because he's like, wait, you bring this way?
Maybe he is. Maybe change
He's
the
definitely
inflection.
no. He's definitely
Maybe change
not.
the inflection, and he says, "Oh, you bring this way.
Nah.
This was the last time I won."
No. I definitely think if they had the guy right in the building, you could have speak to him before he got on his little ayahuasca trip or whatever. Just find him. How you feel about Mike McCarthy? He'd be the first to tell you don't mess with that. He'd be the first to tell you.
I tell
down
you,
bad.
don't mess with that.
He's a Pittsburgh guy, though.
That's the problem. They need to
Son
stop
of the
picking.
soil.
They need to stop picking Pittsburgh guys. That's the reason they ended up at the quarterback out of the draft. He was a Pittsburgh guy, and
Can't
it ain't
pick
going
it.
well. It ain't going well.
The
Stop
only,
picking
the
Pittsburgh
only
guys.
Pittsburgh guy they missed on was Dan Marino.
They did miss
The
him.
curse of Dan Marino. Every other Pittsburgh guy sucks after that.
John alluded to it earlier. His team hired two people that look exactly alike. Miami Dolphins. Tings is tings or down bad?
Down bad.
With Halfley in the other
I
way.
can't even say things is things. Things is things when you're losing, you know you're going to lose. Down bad.
Oh,
with,
yeah, you've been saying tings is tings all year.
Yeah, no, we down bad with this one. This, to me,
It's such an uninspiring hire.
it's an uninspiring hire for a GM. It's an uninspiring hire for a head coach who had a losing record at Boston College.
I did
I
not
mean,
know
to be
that.
fair, he can't get no talent.
Losing record at Boston College.
I have a question. Did they make this hire just to blow the team up? Like, is he just the fall guy in the transition
I
period?
hope that this is like a 2-year thing where they're like, we tried, gone.
He's the band-aid. I don't even know what's supposed to happen next
I
year
think
because
they're
it
going to
ain't like-
trade Waddle.
No, I understand all the anti-Tua sentiment, right? But you all know ain't no quarterbacks out there like at all, right?
Y'all
like
better
the
play
best
him next
quarterback
year.
out there is Malik Willis, unless you trading for Kyler Murray or someone like that. Ain't no quarterbacks out there this
Here's
year.
my thing. I think the Dolphins
2
should
years in
just
the draft.
stick with Tua.
And it's a horrible drive for quarterbacks.
Just stick with Tua this season and then cut him the next year. Because guess what? We ain't going to the Super Bowl. We're in a 10-year drought again.
Hey, Carter thought that about the Patriots at the beginning of this
Yeah,
year,
you
too.
see who they have the same owner who makes sense and won plenty Super Bowls.
Hey, good. I will say that. Good organizations matter so much when you look at who's in the Super Bowl. Good organizations mean everything.
Ironically, another person on the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Bill Kraft.
I mean,
It's a Robert Kraft.
Yeah, but
hey,
Bill, Mike.
yeah, but them massage parlors though.
Wait.
that's why he in the Hall of Fame. But y'all got to stop moving the goalposts. bro.
We're not moving
I
the goal.
move no
We ain't
goalposts
voting.
at all.
We're just saying how they think.
I just telling you these crazy old people who in charge of this stuff. The morality they place on things means more than anything else. I don't care what you think about what Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens were sticking in their arm. They two of the greatest baseball players ever. If your Hall of Fame is about baseball, then they should be in there. But these people place different moralities on this kind of stuff. I don't know. All right, whatever. Tings are down bad for the Cleveland Browns. Todd Monken, inspiring hire?
No.
What was the problem with Jim Swartz?
Just the name Todd Monken, right? Like when I heard it, I laughed. Like, you've heard his name around before, especially if you follow college football, right? But I don't know, I just laughed when I was like, all right, this is who you get.
I don't understand a lot of these hires. Like,
The coaching carousel was very weird. Like, I don't get Kevin Stefanski to the Falcons.
no.
All of it's very weird.
Yeah,
But-
I don't get a lot of things.
We alluded to this one earlier, and I'll give you all some time to expand on this because this is a topic near and dear to both of your hearts. Tings are down bad for the Buffalo Bills.
They're down bad. They're down bad because ownership is terrible.
Terrible.
Ownership is stupid.
Stupid.
It's like, I keep saying, this dude said, because we lost the game in the playoffs in the divisional round by an interception that was maybe a one-to-one play we might see in our lives, right? I had to make a change. And he had to make a change because he saw players crying in the locker room
A lot of them was crying, but that was weird.
because they know their window was closed.
But they cry a lot.
Yeah, that's what they know. They knew that
Brandon
window.
Cooks was on that team for like a month, and he was crying.
Yeah.
I was like, but I know you don't even know everybody's name in this locker
So
room.
anyways, such a lateral move, a stupid move. And if I was a player, I'd just be like, y'all ain't a serious organization.
I had to point out everything is a lateral move. This is a move of regression.
Yeah.
You destroy.
Oh, he loved regression too.
I told y'all who regressed though.
Let us say.
I told y'all who regressed though. Did he regress that? Did
He regressed that one game.
I don't think
Maybe the playoff run, he regressed.
I don't think he's a worse player. I do feel like he doesn't have weapons.
regress?
He had a horrible game. He had the worst game in his life.
Okay,
That's what
so-
regression
so
look like.
if
You know,
Drake-
one day you're good, next day
If
you're
Drake
good.
May doesn't make the Super Bowl next year, he's regressed.
Don't do that. Now.
They never let his daddy out of prison now.
No.
Not after that game.
But anyway, I think this is a regression move for the Bills because you destroy what was left of a team that could have rallied and say, bro, we
I wish the
missed
Dolphins
opportunity.
had-
Hey, this
McDermott.
isn't regression or progression. It's tings or down bad.
But this even ain't a down bad because you worse than down bad right now.
So it's
they
down-
had a chance to be back and be right back in the AFC Championship next year. But you blow up the chemistry in that locker
They
room.
tired doing that, bro.
But bro, you lose by 3.
Coleman's the problem.
They tired of that. You want to see the man say Keon when they draft Keon Coleman? That was the big mistake. They done. They tired of that. Way.
That's
They
wild
tired.
to destroy you.
Wait, they could blame one player on one play and one game.
Wait, the crazy thing is Keon Coleman missed so much games this year. They was just benching him. He had to be sitting there like, why? And then the crazy thing is he happened to catch a touchdown the week before.
And what make it so wild is the fact that you blame the coach that was not playing him. So you saying the coach wanted him and the coach ain't playing? That's wild to me. Y'all gotta get that boy up out of there. But no, it's a move of regression. I don't know what's going on with Buffalo.
All right, so let's jump in.
Oh, we got one more Tings and Tings
go
down
ahead.
bad.
Run it.
The weather that's coming up. Tings is Tings or down bad?
Oh, horrible. Down horrendous.
I didn't know up until this morning like how serious this was going to be. I saw a random weather report on YouTube, just getting together for the day. Dude was like, yeah, we have the chance to see snow in the Bahamas. I said, Ross, but I said, what you talking? It was just 90 degrees yesterday. But I had no idea we had like cold fronts and all that coming. I was like, but what is this, man? That shocked the hell out of me, boy. Like, what are you talking about, snow, boy?
So I'm looking at all these weather stuff, right? And we're going to be in the 50s, but it's going to be like 46 to 50 mile an hour wind, which is going to put the wind chill. They say some places in like the 20s. In Freeport, they say the wind chill is going to be in the 20s. We're going to get wind chill in the 30s. And I messaged in the group and I said, now, let me know how that weather feels when you wake up to
I
go
had
to
no
the
idea
gym.
that's what you was talking about. But what happened in the last 2 days?
No, people knew it was coming. People knew it was coming for about a
What
week and a half.
caused it?
The Arctic blast.
Yeah.
But I found Arctic is from you. But we into this one.
You know how cold the air has to be to reach here to be cold?
But
We into this one?
there are people.
If you look at it in the Celsius and you see wind chill could be -3, Wait, that don't make sense.
Do you know how many people here have never touched that kind of weather?
You know how much blankets could be out?
You know how many people here are ill-equipped for this
I
type of
feel
weather?
like national emergency should be declared on Monday.
Agree?
No schools open.
No news?
Hold on now. You got to send them to school now.
Look, see, you could always say this. Technically, this is a cold, super cold day. This is could be a natural disaster, right?
Could be.
Plenty pot cakes. We gotta take care of them.
I appreciate
Make sure they have some shelter and stuff,
look
right?
up.
And I being dead serious. We could have our first snow day with no snow.
Could have our well, according to what Carter watched, might have some snow.
I shared this right now. But
I swear, if
we get a couple flurries, we gotta call a snow
he
day.
blew my mind. It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
if I had a kid and I walked out the door and I saw it was snowing, I said, I wouldn't even go to work.
I mean, if they still have practice, guys, I'm gotta be out there though.
He could be.
In
Well,
the
he gotta
weather
get used
not?
to that weather though.
Wait,
That's no excuse. Kai's playing baseball, so if he goes to the States and stuff,
and into that.
you know who ain't going to that
Big bro,
practice?
right now-
Ronaldo Dorset.
Weather
be in the
projections for Sunday is 59 degrees. Saturday is 75. How you dropping by almost 20 degrees in hours,
Thank
bro?
goodness Saturday
Hours.
is 75.
I've never seen this with emoji before in my life. what is happening?
Okay, we got to get to the NBA.
Feel like 45 at 12. Come on. That's like when we went to Philly.
I was just about to say, John, this is the perfect recall because now the entire country is going to feel how we felt walking around Xfinity Mobile Arena, especially when we walk outside right after we get through the media entrance and we hit that wind tunnel. Ooh. Oh, that wind tunnel. That's what all of this is going to be.
Plenty
That's what all
wind.
of this is going to be. We could not take our phones out of our pockets.
No.
Because it was too cold. Because our fingers would freeze off.
That man right, but we got to check him with our religious
I
leaders.
never when I brought them
over,
gloves
under,
back from Philly, I
10
never thought I was going to use them.
10,000 bubble jackets over under.
Over. Oh,
Definitely over.
How these
I
people
don't know
go-
how they can play this on Sunday with church.
That's what I was about to say. What are they going to wear to church?
This ain't gonna wake up.
Sunday best and layering. John, you got my Pico?
Yeah, it's right over there.
I never thought I'd have a chance to wear my Philly clothes home. How y'all think I going to church Sunday? But I can't wait now.
Fresh.
You think I ain't going to church in a Pico with a tie? Oh, I about to be rocking it in church. Crazy.
That's what in 59-degree weather,
Absolutely.
wind chill.
You know my mother? Do you think she could be like, all right, it's cool, just chill?
I want the
literally chill.
pasta to be that way. Not your. I don't want it to be a mummy decision. Like how we have game
That's
time
always my
decision.
mummy decision.
It should not be a mummy decision. It should be a pasta.
Tives always got to get
We need a
collected.
league decision right now. The league need to decide the Sunday in the day.
If you think that happening, hit this Bahama line, but you must just move it up. Anyway, all right, we got to get to the end. We got to get to the
We
NBA.
can shut down the school, but we won't shut down the
We
church.
will not shut down the church, like you just say the statement right before. I can't say.
You know the game. You live for the rivalries, the buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. Game on, Bahamas. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook.
All right. So I think the biggest storyline, we've reached pretty much the midpoint of the NBA season, so we get to take a step back and look at some things in terms of the way the game's being played, and that will also reflect in some betting lines, right? It looked early for me. The biggest storyline has been OKC because it looked early on like
They were going to break the NBA record.
people were thinking that this was a team that was going to be better than the Warriors and the Bulls. It is not. I mean, as we speak right now, they just got beat again Thursday night. They got blown out by the T-Wolves. It's been a weird stretch.
You know
in the
what it's
last 5
called?
games. What's it called?
Scouting.
You think they peaked too early? You know what it was, though? Because take, for instance, and we're going to get to Philly later, right? But a lot of teams still had some figuring out to do. OKC came in off the championship with pretty much the same team and was only missing Jalen Williams, right? So they just kept rolling along. So they were already at like mid-season, late-season form when everybody else was just getting their feet wet. So the first few games, they was just running roughshod to everybody. SGA was making these captions about how he doesn't play in the fourth quarter and bragging about it. Well, now, I mean, everybody kind of catching up, no?
Especially Portland.
Why? What happened?
Okay, I'm looking at the standings, right?
Right.
And I remember I heard a voice note from you yesterday about good old Drew Holiday and the reason why teams are winning. And Portland's in 9th in the playoff. So I'm just laughing because
Drew Holiday's played 2 games.
Drew Holiday is the reason why Portland's win streak.
Yeah, he's always the reason apparently. But so OKC was far and away running away with it from everyone. Now they're 38-11, and we don't want to overblow it too much because they're still at the top of the Western Conference. But all of a sudden now they only 4 games ahead of Wemby.
Yeah,
I mean 4 games ahead of the Spurs or whatever.
Yeah, no, okay. So here's the thing, right?
Oh, and the Nuggets, by the way, who don't have Jokic. Only 5.5 games out of first place without Jokic.
So, and 8.5 with the Lakers. Just saying, there's a chance, right?
Aiden.
Giannis, how many wins did Giannis give?
Plus 13, man.
Plus 13.
Aiden in a good spot right now.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Plus 30.
when it comes to we saw OKC, and OKC was a well-oiled machine. But didn't they have a couple injuries?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the game.
It's the game.
Everybody.
But they're a team.
Nothing drastic to the point where...
No, but they're a team that I feel they have to have their whole unit out there in order to like play their best basketball.
They have like a kind of a college team kind of...
Yeah,
feel to
their
them.
rotation has to be there. So if they're a 10-man rotation team, if they get to 8 people, then now you're asking people to do too much.
Lou Dort. You're asking Lou Dort to do too much when Lou Dort just supposed to play defense.
That's it.
I don't
They
know.
could, though.
But is there a midseason correction, or do they just say, hey, we good?
No, I feel like they're just going to go
We
through the
weathering
season.
the storm. We the champs.
Get healthy. Try to stay in first place. Possibly play Portland in the first round. See if they get past Drew Holiday. But, I just think they just, as is. They're not going to change anything. Things is things with them.
Things always been things with the OKC Thunder because they're getting like a top 3 pick again, right?
Yep.
But no, we keeping it to this season. But talking about SGA also leads me to pivot to the MVP market because this is something that you could place futures odds on, right? Like early in the season, you could still do it. Place a future odds on who you think is going to win the MVP. You probably couldn't get good odds for SGA because he's the reigning MVP. So those odds probably weren't great. But right now, I would say...
You talk about MVP?
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham.
I would say, yeah. So let's look at that list of people. SGA, of course, still has to be there because despite what we were talking about, still the number 1 seed. He's still the guy. He's still the engine that moves them. Jokic really looked like he was going to be the front runner to win another one because that man was averaging a triple-double and was leading the league in 2 of those categories. I don't think we've ever seen someone lead the league in rebounds and assists. He was on pace to be the first one. But now, with this new 65-game thing, I don't know if he's going to reach the threshold.
I doubt it.
Threshold to be able... By the way, I don't like that rule.
I don't like it either. I think you have to take injury out of the equation.
Yeah.
Like, I understand doing X, Y, Z, but you have to be able to say, all right, it's 65 games, but you're allowed, let's just say it's 50, right? I think 50 games is fine, but you're allowed that buffer for injury. Because what happens if you had a player, let's just throw it out there, average 50 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, and played 50 games and got hurt?
What if he played in 64? Because y'all set the line arbitrarily at 65. So someone like that played in 64 games and he's just not going to get in. But like John mentioned, Cade Cunningham, because the Pistons have to be the biggest surprise in the league. They went from cellar dwellers to now leading the East.
Shout out to Cade. You see, I love
34-12
when players succeed, especially when the players, like, I don't know if people would say he was a bust, but they weren't.
No way.
No.
Think that.
I mean, not saying that he was a bust, but they weren't impressed.
They weren't excited about him being a number 1 overall pick.
Like this guy who sits over here named Ricardo Wells, who's like, when you're a number 1 pick, you have to do a certain thing, right?
I just saying. That in the case?
They're not all Cade Cunningham.
No.
Cade Cunninghams do not come a dime a
But
dozen.
Cade Cunningham,
you're getting one of them every year.
What's his position?
He's a point guard. Always got the ball in his hands.
Exactly.
And he's the number one option for his team. He's the number one option for his franchise. What are his numbers, John?
His numbers are 25 points a game, 9.7 assists, 5.7 rebounds, 1.5 steals.
As we record, Pistons right now 34-12, leading the East, and I don't see anyone behind them that's gonna put
The pressure on them.
I don't think the Knicks are the same team that they were last year. I don't think the Mike Brown thing is going to work out long term. And then we also don't know what kind of movement they're gonna make, right?
You put in Luka in MVP?
Yeah, Luka has to be in the MVP discussion. Luka absolutely has to be in the MVP discussion. As of now, the Lakers are a 6th seed, but the Western Conference is packed tightly. They only 8.5 games behind the Thunder. Luka's numbers are astronomical. Has to be in the MVP discussion. It's going to be a bit tougher for Tyrese Maxey because the Sixers have to finish higher for that to work. So I think if you're anywhere from a 4th or 5th seed down, your numbers have to be record breaking. Like when Russell Westbrook won the MVP, but the Thunder were like the 4th or 5th seed, I think. But that was the season he averaged a triple-double, right?
Yeah.
So it'll more than likely go to the best player on the 1st or 2nd
So
seed.
let me ask you with this, right? Because my opinion, I think it's Cade Cunningham right now. And my opinion, I say this, and a lot of people disagree. I feel with SGA, his free throw merchant tactics, in my opinion, hurts his numbers. And I say hurt his numbers because with the amount of crap that gets called for him, like he's taking advantage of the system, yes. But I'm just looking at it at a basketball standpoint, like 8 to 10 of those points a night is off garbage.
But I don't understand the public discourse around him because you fouled because people can't stop you.
No, we've been doing this for 2 years now.
And I will always
we
be against it. I was against it when it was about James Harden. When you play basketball at any level, the reason they have fouls is because you can't stop somebody.
Right. But I think SGA is a bit beyond what James Harden was in that case. When you watch it, it's almost like the ref tries to find, like to John's point, 10 of those free throws, it's just like we giving you. It's like...
Well, okay, well...
He's getting the call based on the respect that he's garnered, in my opinion. And I'm just saying, a lot of those calls, like if I'm voting, and I'll tell you right now, I would be a transparent NBA voter. I wouldn't be like stopping greatness, but I would just look at it and just be like, I just feel as an MVP, Cade Cunningham has more, bigger moments than SGA like right now.
Y'all think SGA is the most respected player in the game?
When it comes to when it comes to referees, I think they look out for him more than anybody.
Why would the referees look out for SGA more than anybody else? And why would they? Because he became this player, right? Prior to the MVP season, why would they have felt like that about him? Because there's nothing special about him. He's a Canadian dude who went to Kentucky, who started with the Clippers and came to OKC when there was nothing going on. So why would they have this great amount of respect for him where they wanted to see him become this? It just doesn't add up to me.
I think you're being ridiculous right now.
I'm not. I think people draw fouls by playing basketball. I think the people that are the most difficult to stop tend to shoot the most free throws. I think it's very simple. When I watch him play, I understand why.
So when you watch SGA,
he's shifty. He probably has the best footwork there is.
Nobody's taking anything out of it. All I'm saying is, a lot of times, 3 or 4 or maybe 5 of those calls ain't really fouls, bro.
Yes, they are.
Never.
Yes,
Never.
they are. Y'all don't like the way he plays the game, but they are fouls. Defend him without fouling then. There's a very simple fix for this.
Oh, they have, but he just flops.
Okay, so are we blaming referees more than we blame him?
He's taking he's taking advantage of the system.
That's the thing I don't like. What do you mean they look out for him? Why are they looking out for him? That's my question. Why would referees look out for SGA?
The same way they've looked out for any top 10 player in the league over the last
The same way they looked out for Kobe.
Factual.
So they look out for so they started looking out for him when he became a top 10 player. That's what I'm trying. Where's this line of demarcation that it started?
Entertainment business.
Like the last 3 years.
Y'all are ridiculous.
I'm not saying he's not MVP. I'm not saying he's not top tier. I'm not saying he's probably not the best player in the game. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, all of me fouls.
You
bro.
aren't saying nothing. Jalen Brown.
All of me is fouls,
You aren't saying
bro.
nothing. Jalen Brown is playing without Jason Tatum, and I feel like people think the Celtics were going to fall off a cliff, and they haven't. Third in the East, right there with the Knicks. If they finish as the second seed, or maybe even, what if they finish as the number one seed? I don't think they will. I think the Pistons will finish with the number one seed. But how much stock do we put into Jalen Brown's MVP candidacy? Wow, I am surprised that those get missed. Who is Jalen Brown playing with? Y'all realize
Jalen Brown playing with Peyton Pritchard.
exactly, and they 29 and 18. That's their second. Well, no, Derek White probably.
Yeah.
But Peyton Pritchard's in their big three, and they 29 and 18, third in the East.
So my favorite thing with like the Celtics thing right now is you've seen the memes where it's like Celtics in third place in the East and everyone's mad, and it's like Knicks are in
Well,
whatever
pretty much
place.
tied to second. Yeah, them and the
And
Knicks
it's like,
are tied.
The like Knicks are in second, and it's like the greatest season that they're having or whatever, like the fans' perspective. But I mean,
Because one has their best player sitting on the bench in that position. So, of course, you feel like you play
do you
with
think he
house
comes
money.
back this season?
Well, apparently he's saying he might not.
Good, he shouldn't come back, and I don't mean that in the aspect of he shouldn't be playing ball,
Yeah.
bro. Get healthy, and then come back.
I didn't expect him to come back given the time of year that he got hurt.
Not everyone is Kobe.
Yeah, he got hurt. Really?
No,
He
okay.
he come
My whole
back and
thing
he
is
was
this:
good.
if they're
come
the
back and he was surviving.
if they're the 3 seed, right? Just stick with it, right? Do not rush Tatum. Do not rush yourself back, because the last thing you're gonna want is another injury.
I'll tell you now, if Tatum wasn't going to come back this year, then Jalen Brown should have just tanked it.
Nah, Jalen, he got too much pride.
I
I
know,
just
but-
got to say, he ain't got no tank in him.
Also, he playing in Boston, right? Let's be real.
Yeah,
He playing in Boston. What color is his skin?
he is a black man in America.
dicey.
He ain't even Jason Tatum hue.
Nope.
He cannot do that in Boston.
He cannot do that in Boston. They probably still don't like him.
They probably don't.
Give-
The only
given all this.
only black person Boston has liked, Robert Parrish.
I don't even know how much
I
they
just was
like
about to
him, but
say,
he just was
he
out the
really-
way. He was just out of the way. They just had a lot more going on. They just had other people.
Larry Bird and Kevin McHale.
They just had a whole lot of other
Danny
people
Ainge.
and success to cheer for, and he was like, Yeah, but I don't think anybody else really vaults into that level of MVP candidacy. Oh, how could I leave out probably the biggest name? Because I think when he start winning one, he probably could win all of them.
Victor?
Wemby?
Yeah, no, Wemby good.
Like we say, they only 5 games behind the Thunder. Thunder could take a little slide.
I feel like I feel like Wemby's year is next year. And once he starts going, then it's just going to be the...
But that's what we were saying about Drake May.
Yeah, but...
Wemby could be ahead of schedule. I did not think
What do you mean
that-
he could be ahead of schedule? But his first year, you saw that it was like a different...
No, I just-
Why do you think we wanted VJ to go to the Spurs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I just mean ahead of schedule in terms of you saying next year is his year, right?
No. When I mean next year's his year, I feel like every year is his year, but next year he's going to solidify that this is my league.
Could place a little future, put a little future on him now. Second half of the season, I don't know. Thunder and the Spurs trending in opposite
He got to finish
directions.
this season for me
Yeah.
to believe, because I know it was blood clots last time. You just got to finish the season, and then I'll put the futures in for the next season. We could put that in now. No,
No.
y'all joking.
All right, so
I could put it in for the second half though.
I want to. So for basketball talk for me, the last thing I wanted us to get to, and we absolutely have to get to this before we get out of here, Philadelphia 76ers. I remember me and John saying very early on, well, once VJ got drafted, we were looking at the pieces and we said, hey, if they healthy, this team could win the East. This team could definitely go to the finals. But it looked bleak at first and even when we saw Embiid in person, we looked at each other and we was like, boy, I know. At that point in the season, he couldn't dunk. He couldn't run. He couldn't jump.
Boy, he looked bad when we saw him.
Horrible. Since then, though, This week alone, Joel Embiid was catching lobs. Joel Embiid had a 30-point triple-double. He is starting to look like, and he can do it in spots. Can't do it back-to-backs. Do it in spots. But in spots, he looking like the MVP. If playing himself into shape for half of the season looks like this, what could that look like in the second half as he keeps going?
So my take with the 76ers is they have so much firepower, right? And let's be real. It's going to look to the point where their number 4 is going to be VJ.
Yeah.
Right? VJ has proven already, though, when Maxey is on the floor, Paul George isn't there, he could still take some of the burden.
That is an incredible fourth option to have.
Yeah.
Because your fourth option is someone who plays incredible defense and makes all the winning plays.
Exactly. So, and he's unselfish. He's just an unselfish player. But what they need is Paul George to get his act together.
Jesus Christ.
Paul George had a 30-point game
Yeah,
this week.
but if he's doing the same thing, and because remember, the whole thing was you saw Embiid have one good game, and then it was like,
Yeah.
you need Paul George to be that. And it's going to be tough because he's a third option. But let's put the Lakers hat on. He got to average 25.
I don't think he does, though. I was going to say this. I've actually been more impressed.
This where the problem is right here. Y'all don't understand stars got to be stars, bro.
I've actually been more impressed with Paul George than anybody else in this Philly situation, because the first game they all played together, he was the one to say, this is what it looks like when everyone on the floor. This team is incredible. I know I am going to get in where I fit in.
Right.
He understands that, this Tyrese Maxey show.
But
When Joel healthy, this Joel show.
When
with
they don't show up.
Paul George said, if I just play defense and do the things that this team needs me to do when they need me to do it, and he even referenced VJ, Paul George.
That's the big part you're trying to just gloss over.
What?
To do the things that they need me to do when everybody else don't show up. That's
All right.
all they need from Paul George.
So how much points do you think he's averaging in the game?
Probably like 16.
Yeah, he's in that
16.
range.
So Maxey's 29.4,
Yeah.
Embiid's 25.7, which is still shocking to me because how much rebounds? 7 points. VJ's 15, Kelly Oubre's 14, Quentin Grimes is 13.
This team has all of the tools and all of the pieces to make a run, but I think Joel Embiid is one of the players in the NBA who will move betting lines more than anyone else, because it all depends on what he has and what he can do.
Yeah.
But I feel like this team is going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They're going to the NBA Finals.
I feel like this team is going. I feel like this team is going to the NBA Finals.
You know what the
Unless
great
they run
thing?
into Cade Cunningham and he just run roughshod through everybody.
Yeah,
That's-
VJ could lock him down. You know what the great thing about Philly in June is?
It ain't
It
32
ain't
degrees.
cold. It ain't cold.
All right, we'll find out. I'm pretty sure we'll find out.
Let's check with
So
Giannis before we
so
go.
Philadelphia Lakers Finals.
If we get Giannis. If we get Giannis, it'd be good NBA Finals.
You want to give some more of your trade scenarios? Because I plan, like, as you
Could you
keep
tell me
talking,
the salary cap?
I could just fade
For
the
who?
show out.
The Lakers?
Yeah, like
Whatever
how's
we
the
did,
salary?
bro. Whatever we did. That's how it works.
No, that's the opposite of how it works. It doesn't work anything like that. That'll do it for this weekend. That'll do it for this episode of the Accredited. Next week, the Lakers will have Giannis, so I assume that's going to dominate.
One step
the
away
whole
from
show.
the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. That's a good week, right?
I'll be easy.
The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live